All right. What is up, guys? This is the Overleveled Podcast, episode 47. And yes, we have a lot of episodes in the archives for the Overleveled Podcast. We do have a returning guest, Sentry. He's helping me out again because one of our members has have to take care of some family things and
Prior obligations.
exactly prior obligations. So, and then of course we have Inspector, my man. He's like my right hand man. If he needs, if I need somebody to be taken out, I call I call Inspector, and then he'll make those people disappear. No, I'm just kidding. But we have actually quite a lot of topics, some big, some small, some mind-blowing, some not so shocking, some like, oh my gosh, will this fail? But I guess we could go with today's like morning news, right? And everyone knows the morning news, right? We know. No, we haven't checked Twitter. PSN name changes are happening.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. So it's going to be coming out, this year for beta testers. So the way you can be a beta tester is if you tested the, previous softwares for PlayStation 4, and you're able to, check those out, and you're able to get that, testing. And supposedly also you could change it's like an edit tab or something like that. Woo. And it's free of charge, right?
Well, the first one.
And if you have PS Plus and you want to change it the second time, it's $4.99. But if you don't have PS Plus, it's $9.99.
$9.
Exactly.
Well, if you have PS Plus, it's like $5.
Yeah, $4.99. So that to me sounds fair. I think it's cheaper than Xbox if you have the PS Plus and you have gold. It's I forgot what gold is, so I have no idea.
Across the board because Microsoft was like, you don't give us 10.
Exactly. But overall, it's good. The only like minor setback, and it's because of how PSN is made, that some games won't support it, so they'll show up your old name. But games coming out now and forward, they'll show your current name. So it just depends on the old game if they're gonna patch it in, show your new name, because I'm definitely going to be changing my name for free. But it comes out in spring of 2019 or early 2019 for officially. So yeah, I mean the loot, whatever the loot website that they broke the story about what was going to be happening for the rest of the year has been spot on. And yeah, make sure to bookmark their site, because they broke the story and a lot of people did not care. And then I think they deserve all the credit for, breaking that story. But what do you think?
Now they're credible.
They are credible.
Now that means that tomorrow they can tell me that the PS5 will be the least powerful console of all time and sell $1 trillion.
Yep.
And I'll believe him, Mikey. But I mean, it's a basic feature that I hate saying like this because it sounds ungrateful, but yeah, it's a basic feature that everyone else has had. Well, Nintendo doesn't have it, so I shouldn't say that. But yeah, everybody else has had it. I think it personally should be free.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. We just move on. Good shit.
Mm-hmm. You gonna be changing your name or nah?
No, not at the moment.
What about you, Inspector?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Sentry on this topic. I mean, it's fine, but like I have no interest in changing my name.
Nah, not gonna change it to the Inspector or no?
Nah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't do the randomly generated name thing. I just made up my name, so I'm fine with my name. I'm fine with my PSN.
I'll be changing it because I got to put it as Redhead, and not something else. You can check that on Twitch if you want to know what mine was. But I guess we can then talk about revisions or Switch Pro or Switch X or whatever they're going to be called. It's been heavily rumored / kind of leaked / a lot of people are reporting on this. Review Tech has a source that also said that the next Switch will be a beefed up Switch, that it will be able to play the same games that the PS5 and Xbox whatever comes out. But the only con that it has is that it'll be playing those games at 1080p, 30 FPS. And I'm totally fine with that. I do think, though, the fanboys for the Nintendo camp should kind of get off the high horse and, say, like, hey, I apologize for saying we don't care for the Pro or the X, because those same people are going to be buying the next Nintendo Switch, because frankly, we all know that Nintendo kind of has done this in the past with the Nintendo 3DS XL, that some games are made specifically for that. So third-party games are made specifically for the Switch revision. And they have to, because they need to compete. Now, will this sell a lot? I have no idea. Because I don't know if the the fan base will actually support it, because they need to support it if they want to have third-party support, and then buy those third-party games. Because without third-party games, you don't tend to thrive. The system doesn't tend to thrive. It's kind of like what's happened with the Wii U, where they put out was first-party games and legit no third-party games, and that's why they failed. And then with the Xbox One, they put out mediocre first-party games and had droughts, but they had amazing third-party content, and they failed as well. Whereas PlayStation balanced both of those equally and very well. So Nintendo wants to do that because they have good first-party content. It's just the third-party support needs to be better for the system, and by creating a said system that has these type of specs, then it is possible. But we have to see that if consumers want to buy this product from Nintendo and also support the third-party support for Nintendo. But Nintendo is like a second, the Switch is a secondary, device. And a lot of people are probably like, nah, I'm just going to get on the PS5 / next Xbox or PC. So the Switch has trouble because the problem with being a hybrid is people will just treat it as a secondary device where they can have the most power on the other systems. Because I don't see a lot of people just giving up the ecosystem for PlayStation and Xbox to go over to the Switch. So that's also a issue that Nintendo is going to face. But essentially, what do you think about the Switch revision leaks rumors? Oh man, spooky.
I'm trying to figure out if you're talking to me or him.
No, Sentry.
Well, if we're being honest, they have to do it, because if they don't, and we know pretty much give or take that either a PS5, because that it's either dropping next holiday or first quarter, not first, but first half of 2020. So Nintendo kind of fucked themselves by releasing the way that they did. So now they have to pay the price, and now they have to. It's basically, in order to keep third-party support, we have to keep up to a degree. That's basically all it is.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Inspector? What do you think about the Switch Pro, Switch X revision that Nintendo is going to be doing?
I mean, I'm not really a Nintendo guy, so I don't really have a foot in this, but I can't really say anything about it. It's fine, I guess, but I don't think Nintendo did the right thing. And because as Sentry said, either the PS5 is coming out next holiday or first half of 2020. So I think no matter what, they're probably going to be screwed in terms of release window.
Yeah, and if they do it, it's will people go out and support that, or will Nintendo Switch always be treated as a secondary console? That's the big question.
At this point, unless they can get games like Red Dead and other third-party games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, and their full versions, their full variant versions, not cut down shit. If they can be feature complete and day and date with everything else, that's the only way they become a primary console again. Unless you are a primary Nintendo gamer, meaning that's all, you only really play Nintendo games, you really don't indulge in anything else, they will never be the primary option for any gamer who's trying to play things like Battlefield, COD, fucking Witcher, Cyberpunk, they'll never be the first option.
Yeah, but like from what we heard from the leaks, it's like it's going to be the same game, but the big thing right here is Sony and Microsoft with like the PS5 and whatever Xbox is going to be native 4K whatever FPS, and then Nintendo would just be 1080p 30 FPS. Like, is that considered a downgrade from those said games, or like is that a sustainable model to do the 1080 30 for the Switch?
Depends on devs, and honestly, it depends on how much work devs are willing to do for that game. Because at this point, okay, let's operate under this assumption right quick. Operate under the assumption that we know for sure that's 4K and either 60 or 30 FPS. We know that going into to whatever next gen is or what they have spec wise or whatever, it doesn't really matter. The fact that you have to cut down your game, and remember, this is like you're talking 1080 30 just for like docked, right? Or are we talking for both docked and handheld?
Well, it's going to have like most likely a 1080p screen. So
okay, so if that's the case, then the issue becomes, okay, so how does the performance work on like this thing? You have to account for all of this crap too. Mm-hmm. So you have to account. So like, can we actually hit 1080p 30 on handheld mode? Can, like, other than that, it's like there's a lot of questions that have been brought up.
Yeah, that's true, because like 1080p 30 will be easy with the, well, we don't know the specs for the new Switch revision. It will be easy for it if we think, you know, it's beefed up like people are saying it's 1080p 30 for the docked. Who knows about handheld? I don't know.
But and that's the problem. Like it just continues the. And this is something I've always said. Nintendo's always had the image problem of being, not even the image problem, it is a problem. They've had the issue of being viewed as being 2 to 3 steps behind or a step behind everybody else. And it's not like it's not true, because it's true. Like, you don't have people on Xbox and PlayStation fucking voice chatting using a fucking phone app. It just doesn't happen.
True. Yeah, and then we could also think about it like this, that devs could be like, no, we're not going to do the handheld mode. We're just going to have it just docked. Which could be also the case for third-party games. Which will, you know, Nintendo fans accept that? Who knows? Because I don't know if it's like, see, I don't know how devs work with the Switch. I don't know if it's easy to make in handheld mode.
Hold on.
Or
you said, will Nintendo fans buy it? You know the answer to that question.
Yeah, no, well, I'm saying not the game, but will they buy that, you know,
I feel like
method. That's what I mean, method.
The question, like, if we thinking about that question, it raises the question is, because this is the, I feel like Nintendo has to give a reasoning as to why you would want to upgrade. And with Sony, they found that reasoning. They said 4K. This is what we're offering you: 4K, better support for VR if you get this product.
Mm-hmm.
Sony justified the purchase of a Pro with VR and 4K.
Yeah.
Do they always meet that promise? No.
No.
They don't have to, though, because of the fact that they gave you what you wanted at the point of, okay, we have games at 4K, we have games that use the VR, we have this is the reason you should own this product, and it sells. Nintendo has to justify the purchase of that, and I don't know how they do that, because they're not pushing anything in terms of VR or 4K or any kind of type of, they're not pushing an image jump or a new, not invention, but a new idea of how to play a game.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they're pushing that, I don't see a way for them to push people into buying this, unless it's just, oh, you cannot play certain games unless you have this.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, nonetheless, we're going to have to know more details about it. I don't know when this will be shown off. We have no idea. Maybe they'll have their own, like, event for it. Who knows? But, you know, it's a nice, interesting tidbit of, you know, rumor leaks for the Nintendo Switch revision. I guess now we can talk. Was it? I think it was announced, you know, yesterday, I believe, or was it today? I'm assuming it was yesterday that the basically they confirmed the next generation for PlayStation. I don't know who it was exactly. Let me look just in case. Sony announces. Next generation. Here we go. So they won't call it PlayStation 5 right now, which they never have done that in the past, you know, when it comes to, you know, the dev kits and stuff like that. They just have the code name for it. But most likely it will be called PlayStation 5. Speaking to the Financial Times, Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida said, "At this point, what I can say, it's necessary to have a next generation hardware." Yoshida wouldn't commit to a name or explain what form the hardware would take. And, and also the FT reports that sources have said that the upcoming console might not represent a major departure from the PS4 and that the fundamental architecture would be the same. So it's essentially like you're not getting a PlayStation Switch. It's going to be the same architecture, the same system, but different CPU, different memory, different GPU. It's just going to be the same architecture. So it would make backwards compatibility, a thing. Plus, we have had that patent leaked that Mark Cerny, issued, saying that they're going to have a form of PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility for your PlayStation 4 games. So you won't see any remasters unless it's like a PlayStation 3 game or PlayStation 2 or remakes or something like that. But so I remember when they said, hey, no PlayStation experience, and then everyone's like, all right, so if they're not doing PlayStation experience, then straight up PlayStation 5 is around the corner, that this reveal event for PlayStation 5 is soon. And yeah, it seems like it's the case, because after he said that, I'm expecting a event reveal, like Century said, in early 2019, that we're not gonna actually see this, see that system physically there, because we didn't see that in the PlayStation 4 reveal event. I don't think we saw it. Pretty sure we saw it at the E3 2013 when I'm pretty sure they showed it off there. But they showed the games being run on it. They showed, they talked broadly about the specs in terms of memory and all that. And I think we're going to see, stuff like that. And that Harry Potter game might have been shown off for the PlayStation conference for the PS5 event. And this could also lead into, Mortal Kombat is kind of the reason why they announced it, and it's going to be going with, PlayStation 5 and next Xbox and Rocksteady's game as well. And you see why these studios are very quiet, so to speak. But I'm not surprised, and like Century said, we're looking at, when that PlayStation 5 comes out, late 2019, that Japanese firm leaked out, and they said that they're intending a 2019 release for PlayStation 5, but there's a possibility, and they might have shortages of parts for the PlayStation 5, and it might be delayed to early 2020 or the first half of 2020. But Century, what do you think about that announcement? You thinking it's going to be super close for this conference that they're going to talk about PlayStation 5?
Well, here's the as we said, you don't cancel PSX unless you're doing something next year. There's no reason to cancel it. So at this point, think about the timeline of how things usually happen with Sony.
Uh-oh.
Sentry's gone. They got him. Oh, man. The government got him. RIP to Sentry.
Sentry? Hello?
All right. Well, once Sentry comes back, we'll just have Inspector talk about the topic real quick. And then
what the hell?
Oh, no. Sentry's back. He'll finish.
Out.
Yeah. The government got him. Oh, no. Good Sentry. Oh, no.
Hold on. Let's give him a minute. See if he can fix it.
The government got him.
Maybe.
I was talking about PlayStation, man.
Yeah, as he was saying, there's really no reason for them to cancel PSX unless they have a big event going on.
Mm-hmm.
They did the PS4 reveal in, was it February or March?
Yep.
February. So mm-hmm. I think that's because I think that would be the best window, because the end of February I think is GDC, so they can. I know they'll do their own event for it, but they'll probably they'll probably unveil it, probably give us the specs, probably give us the price, and then probably not reveal it, the actual console until like probably E3.
Well, I would say like the price would also be at E3 because that was like last year too.
Oh yeah, true. They'll probably just reveal like the specs for it.
I'm gonna say broad specs because I don't remember them ever doing specific. They did talk about memory, but
yeah, they'll probably do like
hello.
Yeah, hello.
What's up, Sentry? What happened? The government got you?
I guess some form of the FBI, CIA, and Jesus is trying to clap me.
Yeah, continue.
But no, I could still hear you guys. But it's when I think about Sony and how they do things, they telegraph things to a point. Basically, if we weren't getting an announcement of something from them, then PSX would be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Also, conversely, they could have announced it at PSX, but if you're Sony, you don't leave this kind of gap where Microsoft is announcing a bunch of shit unless you're supremely confident in whatever you have coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Because from what I recall, and this was a post of somebody that I know that's in the know from another website that should not be named, but they basically said that Sony doing like PlayStation 5 in 2019 or whatever they call it, PlayStation fucking 30,000 or whatever the fuck they want to call it this week.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a question of it wasn't a question of hardware, it was software. Meaning that the hardware is basically taped up and ready to go. It's just what do we have on the docket that could go on this console? So they're trying to. It's more of okay. We want to line this up so everything matches. So we always have games ready to go each year. So it's trying to line up that vision of what they're trying to do. If they have enough games for that, then they're gonna press go in 2019, if not early 2020. It's one or the other.
Yeah, and I didn't think about it till now, but this Xbox event might also shed some more light into Project Scarlet. We never took that into consideration, right? So do we think also that Xbox might, talk slightly about the next generation console / specs? And, of course we'll know about the Obsidian deal.
That's a question mark though, because of the whole streaming thing, which that's the thing. They have to, Microsoft has done this before. Wow, I got clapped again.
Mm-hmm.
Is my mic still working or am I dying?
Yeah, your mic's still working.
Okay, I was about to I was like, oh no.
Uh-oh. It's dying again.
Oh no. Got clapped. But I would say like if what Century was saying was like there's a big question mark whether or not Microsoft would show that the Xbox, and they've done it before, like he said, with that May event for Xbox, right? And they did have that campaign of sports, TV, Call of Duty water cooler. I remember that shit. It was like very
the Xbox One event.
Yeah.
When they revealed it, when they had fake applause.
Oh man.
When they had the applause machine.
Please clap.
Please clap.
Exactly. I still can't believe they compared it to a water cooler.
No, but what was I saying? God dang it.
You were talking about like them streaming.
Well, the problem that they always have is when they introduce something, then they fuck it up, because now most of us would comment, like not common sense, but most of us who think about it, we would think that whatever the streaming device is.
Oh no. Got clapped again. Oh man. Well, my man is getting like cut in and out because the government doesn't want him to speak, which sucks, but he's gonna fix the problem, don't worry. But once thinking about it, right, because they're also making a streaming device, like he's saying, like Project Cloud or something like that, Project X Cloud, right? They had that. They also have like a console that's kind of linked that's going to be strictly streaming. Project Cloud X will be in the forefront for that system. And we don't know if that will be unveiled, or it could be actually their, legit like console that they'll show, which is the next generation, project Scarlet, because we don't know whether or not that one is Project Scarlet or the other one is the streaming device.
Is another case of Microsoft fucking up.
Yeah, because they announced it, but they got 2 systems, so we don't know which one's which.
I mean, either way, it doesn't fucking matter what you have. You just convince people to spend $500 on your 4K device. So how do you expect them to spend another $400 to $500 on a new console within 2 to 3 years?
That's true. Because the X did come out, later than the Pro did, so that's kind of a big problem there.
That's like me. That's like Sega back in the day when they tried to convince you to buy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because we also know Halo Infinite is not going to be coming out to the regular Xbox One. That game is next gen. So, I guess anything else you got to add there, Sentry or Microsoft?
No, because I don't want the feds to clap me.
All right. I think I found something interesting. And this was a tweet, and I don't know if this is true or not. Oh, this is interesting. Here's a video game scoop for you. Naughty Dog, developers of the Uncharted series and The Last of Us, are working on a new secret project, which they are currently casting for in LA.
Well, is either Nolan North or Troy Baker part of it?
Oh, man. Troy Baker and all. But, let's be real. I mean, I'm not surprised if this is true, right? This rumor going around. Naughty Dog has done this in the past, working on 2 games at once. It's just a small team working on the brand new game. They've done it with Uncharted 4 with The Last of Us Part 2, and they did it with Uncharted 3 and The Last of Us 1. I mean, I'm not surprised whether or not they're going to be making a brand new game. They've had, plans of creating a brand new IP after The Last of Us Part 2, and I would not be surprised if that's the case. But now the question is, who will be the creative director for the game? Because we know Neil Druckmann is the vice president of Naughty Dog now, and I don't know whether or not, Last of Us Part 2 is his last, director, being the main director for a video game. So, what do you think about this, Century?
I was looking out the window for the feds. Honestly, if they're making something new, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Neil Druckmann's gonna be part of it, or you think The Last of Us Part 2 is his last being a director and he's just gonna be doing that vice president job?
If I had to hazard a guess, I would think this is his last as the driving force as a director, but he might still be writing on it.
Mm-hmm.
So directorial credit, so whoever they're grooming as the next Neil
Druckmann,
the next Bruce or the next Amy.
Mm-hmm.
That's going for it because, at this point, because if you look at how Naughty Dog, they have a culture of promoting within and creating talent and making sure that talent matures into something that is good. So, if I had to hazard a guess, maybe, but I don't want to rule it out of I don't want to rule it out saying that it will, but at the same time, it could, and also the fact that, if anything, this might be that Savage Starlight game that they were probably working on back in the late PS3 days, early PS4, but I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I got you. What do you think, Spectre?
I blanked. What was the?
Oh man!
The Naughty Dog thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this might be the. I think this might be the last hurrah of him as a director. Last of Us 2. I think that will be the last hurrah of him as a director, just because I think he'll focus more on the vice president role, just because when you're an executive, that role kind of envelops you, so, and it keeps you from I don't want to say keeps you from being creative, but it keeps you from writing and directing and doing other jobs.
But it helps you, like Century said, it helps cultivate more talent.
Yeah, it does.
The next, Neil Druckmann or the next Bruce.
Bruce Straley. Yeah. I just wonder who they're going to get. because like I don't know who are like the big like up and coming talents at Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I would say it would be like the lead designers and stuff for the games or something like that. The ones that have been in the company for a while, and whoever's like going to be under the wing of Neil Druckmann and them, or whoever's like under the tutelage or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. It'll be interesting with this new game who that creative director will be, and he will. If he makes a really freaking amazing game, then he will most certainly be that next big figure for Naughty Dog. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be sad though, seeing Neil, finish The Last of Us, and most likely will be his last game as a director. But it's he did a lot of work for the company, so he got rewarded for a big time position and probably pays a lot more than before. So I don't blame him. Let's go and talk about Fallout 76.
No,
man. I had to do it. We gotta do it.
Wait, where you live at North Carolina? Where you live again?
Oh man, hey man.
No, I need to know. I'm fighting you.
Oh no, but we gotta talk about that Fallout 76 and some of the damage control that the Bethesda fanboys are talking about that game.
The BDF, the BDF. That's what we call them, Bethesda Defense Force.
Yep. But they were defending the graphics for Fallout 76, and some of the big time employees at IGN were. Now they were like, "Oh no, the graphics are, not the greatest, but still an alpha." And it's like, it doesn't matter, man. The game comes out in a month. The game comes out in a month. They're not going to be able to improve their graphics drastically. The game is what it is. It looks bad. It looks like the equivalent to Fallout 4, but slightly worse. And I thought Fallout 4 had terrible graphics. And I'm just like, and it's a lonely multiplayer experience. What does that mean? What do you mean a lonely multiplayer experience? This is a multiplayer game. I just don't understand. Like, what I'm hearing isn't good from Bethesda, and then hearing about them taking down somebody's interview with Bethesda. I forgot his name. Is it Matty Plays or something like that? And hearing the Defense Force talk about why they took it down because he showed gameplay. Dude, everyone has gameplay. What are you talking about? It's interesting that people are defending it. Fallout 4 was bad. Fallout 3 was decent. Fallout New Vegas, better. Not even made by them. It's the best Fallout game. And I just don't understand. Why do we have to defend? I can guarantee you, like, the next Elder Scrolls game gonna be mediocre, but the Defense Force will defend it to the death. Like, until they die, they'll be defending the next Elder Scrolls game or even Starfield. I don't even have high hopes for these games, right? Because of after what I saw with Fallout 4, it was so disappointing. Mission structures were boring. The only side mission that I enjoyed in Fallout 4 was the Silver Shroud. And I don't remember anything else after that. With a predictable storyline, they can't write to save themselves, to be honest. Like, if someone were to tell me and they gave the option for Bethesda and they were like this, Bethesda, you better write a good story. If not, the whole world's going to blow up. And I'll be like, and I hear this, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to say my prayers now because I know this world's going to get blown up.
You hear that, you're just like, yo, any aliens about, dog? Like, I need to get off this bitch. Like, exactly. Thanks.
And I'm just like, Bethesda can't get with the times. The Witcher has overtaken them in terms of how they innovated open world gaming, how they structured side missions, and how they felt like mini stories in an overarching story. And the mission structures for side missions were fun, entertaining. You got to investigate, and they had sub side missions along with it. So after seeing Fallout 76, a lonely multiplayer experience, multiplayer doesn't look interesting, and the graphics are bad. to me, you're if you defend a game like that, you're letting Bethesda get away with more things, and they're going to do that. The defense force for the crossplay thing was insane. Then I saw a bunch of Bethesda fanboys say, "Oh, it's fine."
Hold on, wait.
Sony.
Wait, my whole issue with that is you dared them to play chicken. They called your fucking bluff, and you bitched out like, "Well, I didn't try to do all." I'm like, it don't work that way. So you got to take the L.
Yeah, and the fanboys for Bethesda were like, "Nah, it wasn't their fault." It was like, dude, they planned this out for crossplay. They didn't intend for crossplay to be a thing. Like you saw with Fortnite, they did it. You've seen it with Rocket League, they did it. Final Fantasy 14, PS4, PS3, PC, they did it.
Now, hold on, this is the thing about all of this. If we're talking about crossplay in general, they never said that they were opposed to it. That's the one thing that gets on my nerves when people talk about it. If you listen to the exact words that Sean Layden said, it had to make the right sense financially, the best way to do it. And we see that they weren't resting on their laurels. They didn't lie to you. They just didn't have it ready at the time.
Yep.
So, this is my thing. So, if this is how we're gonna act about shit, if this is how then what's the point of us even bringing up certain topics, certain things? Because if we defend people backing out of shit because we didn't think they would do it, or we don't like this company, I don't want to hear that shit. Stupid.
Yep. But what do you think, Century, about the Fallout 76 bad looking graphics?
Fallout 76's graphics is the least of that game's worries, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I have nothing to say about that game. That game is gonna be fucking. Hold on, I haven't played it, but I know based off of what I've seen, that game is gonna be fucking atrocious. That's all.
Man, I have to say something right now because me and Meds go at it. You know, we're good friends. Sometimes we're good friends. Sir, Kingdom Hearts is not trash. I need you to get the fuck out. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just stop there. Kingdom Hearts, best franchise. Don't want to hear it. Dude plays Warframe. I think I'm good now. I think I got that out of my system. Spectre, what do you think about Fallout 76? Bad looking graphics, lonely multiplayer experience.
Yeah, I've never played a Fallout game because those games don't really interest me. But as we were talking before the stream started, it's just that Bethesda really needs to get with the times and update their engine because their engine is really old and it's really showing its age. And Fallout 4, I thought was not the best looking game. The animations looked really stiff. It looked really the textures looked really low resolution to me. It just looked ugly. And if I think didn't they first show off 76 at E3 this year?
Yeah, at Xbox's press conference first.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I remember seeing much of it, but it didn't really impress me that much. I think Bethesda is just kind of lazy as a studio.
Exactly. But let's go into the next topic, of course. And that is, let me check my tabs. Okay. So the next set of news is Telltale yet again. And this has to do with I think New York Comic Con. Robert Kirkman teased that Clementine's story isn't over, and that he hopes that he does not have to write her story in a comic, and because he says we can't lose Andrew Lincoln and Clementine. So here's the quote. We successfully negotiated with Telltale Games for our company, Skybound, to come in and see season 4 of the Telltale game to completion, Kirkman said. According to a statement from Skybound, the company has taken ownership of Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season, and will finish the season. Skybound will work with members of the original Telltale team to finish the story in a way that fans deserve. Skybound will continue to update fans on the status of the game on skybound.com, Twitter, and Facebook. And Skybound did post a message saying, "We're so happy to announce that we reached a deal with Telltale Games that will allow Skybound to continue # The Walking Dead the final season. Let's wrap up Clem's story right. More details to come soon." And they did say that they're going to be porting over. Well, they did a winky face and kind of alluded that they will finish porting over The Walking Dead seasons 2 and 3 on the Nintendo Switch. They did say that there most likely will be a delay for episodes 3 and 4. Episode 3 is mostly done. They have to work out the bugs and all that. So for me, this is we also do have to mention, though, that Telltale did lay off the last 25 employees. So the Minecraft Netflix thing, nah, that ain't happening anymore. It seems like they just couldn't do it. Like, they just don't have the funds. And Netflix is probably like, yeah, we know this isn't going anywhere. Yeah, we'll just drop you from the contract application. And,
well, it's not, I don't think they dropped them. I just think it's the inability to fulfill contract.
Yeah, I think Netflix aren't gonna sue them though. I mean, with what? Like, they can't get any
Netflix is like, we in debt anyway. Like, it matters.
So it's like, okay, but Skybound's doing it. This is Robert Kirkman's company. So I mean, I have nothing bad to say about it. Telltale can't pay severance pay, so it's like, they can't do anything. They're under. Like, they tried to survive with 25 staff, and it just didn't work out. And Skybound is finishing up the season with the original team members, and it seems like Skybound is trying to become a game company too. So they're going to do their own properties for comics and stuff like that. It seems, if they're going to keep on the original team for Telltale, but don't expect, guys, and I'm a big fan for The Wolf Among Us, but I know some Telltale fans are like, oh, then they could work on these games. That's not how it works. Those were licenses. Telltale can't give those licenses back out. It will most likely return.
Because The Wolf Among Us is based off of Fables, which is owned by DC Vertigo, so they can't.
Yeah. Well, if Skybound, they would have to do a new contract with them and say, okay, this amount for this license. Then it's possible, but highly unlikely. Skybound's going to do their own comics and stuff for their video games. Just don't expect anything else. And I don't think Skybound will continue the same model that Telltale did for the episode models and stuff. I don't think that's going to happen either. It's just that they're going to work more for Walking Dead video games and other comics like that. But essentially, what do you think about this? Skybound Games, Robert Kirkman's, company and all that taking over.
I'm about to hit y'all with some shit y'all really don't want to hear. I don't give a.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as long as the game gets made and people get their money's worth based off of the season pass that they paid for, cool. That's all that matters. But otherwise, this is what people don't seem to understand about the hotel situation. First, you have to buy the license.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that you have to give the owner of the license however much money they demand. Meaning that however much fucking Fables was to make The Wolf Among Us, which I have to assume is a pretty penny, you have to give that to Warner Brothers to make that.
Mm-hmm.
The Walking Dead shit, that's Robert Kirkman's property. So at that point, he can be like, yo, I don't give a fuck, make whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, there's proper ways to do things, and honestly, I don't care. I could care less.
Mm-hmm. Also, Inspector, what do you think about Robert Kirkman's Skybound doing this?
I mean, it's cool with Robert Kirkman since he was the creator of the Walking Dead idea, and but the problem is, even though the Walking Dead video game is takes inspiration from the Walking Dead comic, they're totally different stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how the writing will translate.
Well, they're going to be hiring most of the original team for it.
Okay, so, and I don't know what the future is going to be for Telltale, if they're going to be purchased by Skybound, but the problem with Skybound is that they're an imprint of Image. So Skybound is owned by Image.
Yeah, they're calling themselves Skybound Games, so it's like it's Skybound still owns Skybound Games. It's like I guess you say subsidiary company or something like that, or whatever. But like, I don't know whether or not what type of games they'll make after this. I don't think it'll be the Telltale model. I don't think they're going to buy Telltale. There's nothing to buy from Telltale anymore, so it's like
they're just gonna adapt a bunch of Kirkman's books, probably Invincible, into a game. Probably like others books.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be buying licenses. I think that it costs too much money to do so, and that sucks for people that want the other licenses and other games to continue, but it's just not going to happen. Telltale's no more. I mean, they lost every single employee. The only ones left are like the higher ups, and they're doing the bankruptcy stuff. And it is what it is. Telltale's no more. We won't see them again. You'll see most of them back with Skybound Games and doing other things there. But it is what it is there. Let us go into the next set of news, and this has to do with let me check real quick. Okay, no, we don't have to do that one. I'm trying to make sure we did all the video game news, but it seems like we have done all the video games news. I'm just making sure. Yep, we've done all the video game news. So I guess we're going to quickly talk about the Disney acquisition for Fox is supposed to be closed by January 1st of 2019.
I thought it was already closed. That's like what confused me.
So what they mean by that, I think it's essentially like
basically
the deal went through. It's like they're done. Like it's acquired by then. Like you know what I mean?
Okay.
So basically, what that means is they're paying out whatever they need to pay out to basically whoever owns stock in Fox, and they get stock for their stock options in Disney. They pay out the liquid cash to whoever owns those things, and basically you acquire the personnel and everything like that, which they're probably going to liquidate most of them. So that's all they're really going to do. Everything else just stays the same.
Yeah, and basically then by that date, like they own all the IPs, the properties, and all that after paying everything off. Yeah. But yeah, it's supposed to be January 1st, 2019. People thought it was supposed to be in the summer, which I thought it was supposed to be in the summer of 2019. But January 1st was pretty fast. I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy. And we found this out because the current president of 21st Century Fox, Peter Rice, told employees the news at a town hall meeting on Wednesday in Los Angeles. Russell will be joining Disney as a top TV executive once the deal closes, which is crazy.
Can he run? Can he run the Marvel TV segment instead of the guy that runs it now, who's a prick?
Jeff Lowe. Oh man.
No, it's the one guy who's a fucking prick. Not him.
I thought Jeff Lowe was.
No, Jeff Lowe runs TV. Yeah. Ike Perlmutter runs Marvel.
Him. I need him gone.
Yeah, like supposedly Kevin Feige doesn't answer him anymore.
Like him. I need Ike gone. Bye. He can go, but Resident can stay.
Because what does he do? The Perlmutter, like I'm confused.
I think he's the CEO or something.
Because like supposedly Kevin Feige doesn't answer to the dude anymore.
Okay, so
he hasn't answered to him for like I don't know, like 5 years.
Yeah,
going on 5 years. Like how it worked before is if you were gonna ask for resources, like Kevin would have to go through him. But now since like Marvel Studios is separate from within Marvel, so it's separate onto itself.
Yeah, he's the chairman. He's the chairman of Marvel of Entertainment.
Yes.
Ike Perlmutter.
Yeah, so basically every decision when it comes to Marvel for the most part goes through him. And he made a lot of fucked up decisions regarding Marvel in terms of certain shit. So it's actually good because there's a lot of stuff he didn't want to do.
Mm-hmm. But it seems like a lot of the executives, and this is entertainment. We're not talking about Fox as a whole. Like Fox is like the main guy for Fox. Like he's doing the news stuff and all that. But
Fox kept their news and sports segments. By the way, they kept those.
Yeah,
and their TV stuff. I thought.
No. The TV executive is also coming
TV
with
movies
Disney.
Go to Disney. Everything else stayed.
Yeah, because Rice is the he's the what is he? The current president of 21st Century Fox, the movie guy.
Okay.
Like he did all the movie and TV stuff, but he's going to be joining Disney as a top TV executive once the deal closes. So a lot of these like big hedge honchos are going to get like big positions at Disney. So Rice was joined by Fox CFO John Nallen, who will become COO of the new Fox. The new Fox is the remaining assets of Fox that will not be scooped up by Disney in the acquisition. So that guy, John Nallen, will just be dealing with the, sports as well as news. And then sources said that Rice told employees the deal will be ready to close on January 1st. And both Rice and Nallen asked questions in person as well as online, splitting up the duties of Disney-related and Fox-related inquiries. So yeah, they're basically prepping for January 1st, and the transition is going to happen. So me, it's gonna be interesting. So once the deal closes, I'm just confused as to how this affects the lineup for next year for the Fox movies, right? New Mutants, Alita. Dark Phoenix. So how does that work? Does Disney then start change?
Well, yeah. Dark Phoenix is already in post-production, so that's already.
They have to pretty much. They have to get rid of all of that. I don't want to say product, but everything that's already done has to be put out.
Rushed, yeah, rushed out.
So what about X-Force then? That makes the question.
If it's not far enough along, then it gets. If it's not far enough along, it's getting canned.
Oh, dude, a little sad about that actually.
And I think New Mutants might get canned because they're going through they're pretty much redoing the whole movie.
Pretty much, if it's not past a certain point, then it's not coming out.
Yeah.
Sadness. Because I want X-Force to be a thing. And
hold on, I'm gonna tell you this: X-Force only really works unless Wolverine or Cable are in the lead, and unless you're gonna have one of the two, it doesn't really work out.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, from what Ryan was saying, to me, Ryan Reynolds was making that out to be really good. And for me, dude, I love Deadpool 1 and 2. And I just was like, hey, man, if they can make a good X-Force movie, I'd be down for it. But I don't know how that's going to work. My thing is, will this also be we're going to recast Deadpool? Because I don't think they should recast Deadpool at all.
That depends on I think that a lot of the things that people we have to wait and see until January, because if I had to hazard a guess, anything that Marvel wants to do that's risque, they're gonna kind of handle it like it's an imprint, like Marvel Max was or something like that, where it fits inside a continuity somehow. You just don't know how, but it's officially canon. So that's how that shit will work.
And do we think the Deadpool PG-13 was a Fox idea, or you think
that was a Fox idea? No, that's a Fox idea because that was in production way before Disney was even in question for doing it.
Okay. And as well as, let's say if they wanted to make a rated R movie, right? I don't think MCU would ever label it as an Marvel Studios thing.
They could, but they'll just put it under Fox. That would be the smart thing to do.
So it would just be called Fox, or would it just be called something else?
It would keep the Marvel tag, but it would be on the 21st Century Fox, because that's how. There's the thing about Disney: if you want to handle something like that and you're Disney, you don't want to put that out under your brand. You put that out under the underbrand, because that's how the brand is viewed.
That's what I'm saying, like Predator and stuff like that. That would
it would go under. It would go
Fox.
Yeah, but my thing is keep the Marvel tag though.
Will it still be called Fox, because Fox owns sports and the
21st Century. They will all have. It will always have
okay.
Yeah, I keep saying 21st because I'm a dummy. Yeah, 20th Century. Yeah.
So they wouldn't be called 20th Century Fox; it'd just be 20th Century.
If I had to hazard a guess, if they don't drop Fox off of it, then I don't know. It's probably either 20th Century or something else.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're not going to put Predator, Alien, these other movies under that. And I hope that they don't try and mess up. Okay, this is another thing. I'm a big Planet of the Apes fan, the new ones. Hopefully they don't try and milk that franchise a lot, because I think it's good where it is right now. You know, that the trilogy of movies, good send off for me personally. But that's my thoughts there. Essentially, anything else you have to add for the finalized acquisition with being paid and transitioning over?
Why I ain't getting no payment?
Oh man, dude, I want some money. I want just a little.
You don't need no money. Be quiet.
No, listen.
No,
I just need a small percentage of like $1 million.
Of what? You don't need. Shut up. Be quiet. No.
You know that's chump change compared to
you don't need no. If you don't be quiet, I swear to God. Talking about I need a small percentage of $1 million, man.
Just give me $1 mil.
What you gonna do with $1 million? Fall down the steps with it?
No, I actually save money, and if I need it, I need it.
This man
I don't buy nothing expensive.
You lying motherfucker! You gonna buy a Ferrari?
I'm dead. No, dude,
you gonna buy a Ferrari and hookers and blow? I don't trust you.
Hey man, listen, I'm not that lifestyle, But especially you got anything to add, concerns, for January 1st?
Not really. I'm just sick of people already doing the Fantastic Four X-Men stuff.
Oh man.
Because I can see X-Men going in, but I still don't see Marvel touching Fantastic Four with a 10-foot pole. I just think that people act like they care about the Fantastic Four, but when the movie comes out, they won't see it.
The Fantastic
also wait.
No one buys the comics. That's why.
Oh yeah. No,
I agree. Canceled and
I agree. I'm gonna say for X-Men though, I hope Disney. Sorry, not just Marvel Studios. Do the villains justice when it comes to Magneto, when it comes to Apocalypse, when it comes to Mr. Sinister, because these guys have to be developed well, because these guys are very interesting villains, so to speak. And if you just kill them one off and do this shit or make them as a joke, then there would be an issue for me personally. And I hope they don't go along the routes of doing stuff like that. Because what I think, some people give crap to Fox, I think they handled, fucking Magneto well when he's a villain and stuff like that. In terms of ideology. And what I mean by ideology, I think they were. It's the same thing with like Killmonger and stuff like that. That worked very well for Killmonger, but that small part of me says it also depends on like the director that's in writing the movie and how they try to pitch the new X-Men and what type of tone that this new X-Men series will have.
Yeah. And as for like other franchises, I think they'll just like ship them off to other like subsidiaries. Like I think they might Disney owns Touchstone, right?
Yeah, but has Touchstone made any movies that's recent or no?
They probably have, but I can't put them on the top of my mind. I don't feel like looking it up right now.
Or do you think it's just gonna be the 20th century?
I think I still think it'll have the 20th century tag on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they'll put the Disney logo in front of it.
Oh yeah, of course they are.
No, century.
They're do that.
Yeah.
There's not many people going to read into, Disney owns that. They'll be like,
I want the Disney tag on a Predator movie just for shits and giggles.
Dude, parents would go ape shit.
Parents would be lit. You know how much I've been waiting for a fucking Predator movie? Just for Mickey Mouse to be hunting that bitch? That'd be lit. Oh my
gosh, bro. I can understand. Parents would just go ape shit. You think I remember back in the day,
Mickey Mouse
came out.
Alien versus Predator with the Disney logo on it.
Oh man!
No, with Mickey Mouse in the cut, just we have to hunt that thing.
Because
down.
Remember?
Come on, Goofy. You're garbage, Mickey. We gotta hunt down that Predator. I'm not sure we want to.
Oh, dude, Kingdom Hearts style, bro. Oh, have an alien
out of the cut. We can't kill that thing. It's
Sorry, can you play? Oh, dude, it's not working.
No. Sorry, I already did. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh no! But let's be.
All you hear in the background is Predator music.
Oh no! Oh shit! But let's be real though. If Disney were ever to put their tag on those type of movies, dude, the media would have a field day. Like, remember, like the whole controversy when what I was gonna say was The Dark Knight. Like, I remember this when I was a teenager. They were talking about how dark that movie was. Like, dude, you do not bring your kids to see The Dark Knight, even though it's a PG-13 movie. Do not bring your kids to see this movie. I remember that shit. Like, a lot of news outlets ran with that story, and sure, like, thank goodness it did not damage the reputation for like WB in general. But like, oh man, oh man, and with a Disney logo. But I guess we'll be done with this topic. If anyone else wants to add anything on that. All right. I forgot that we have a casting to talk about. And I'm going to share my screen. Oh, dang it. They don't. You know what, IGN? Oh, man.
Ads.
I can't. No. They don't even give me the actors and actresses' names.
You just know there's a casting call.
Like, they have it.
What?
This is for the Witcher series. Give me a sec. So I can open it. And here we go. Look at that, IGN. I got a better one. And it actually tells me the actors and actresses' names. And don't look at my screen with the tabs. It's a lot of tabs, I know. This is for a lot of shit. So, all right. So, of course, we know Geralt is Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is playing Geralt. And we have Ciri, Freya Allen. This news story was broke. And they had like an interview with the showrunner about it too. Anya Charlatra is Yennefer. Jodie May is Calanthe. I honestly don't know what character that is because this is going by the books. Yeah, that's book. That's what I'm saying. I read only 2 of the like collections for the short stories, and I'm on actually one main book right now.
Damn, why you got 2 porn tabs open though?
What porn tabs? Oh man, which ones?
Don't worry about all that. I just seen
man. Nah, get out of here. Don't know this guy's name. Bjorn Honor Harold.
Hold on. You know how Overwatch they got the one little he's not a dwarf, but he got Toblerone. It's something like that, dog.
Oh man, I can't do all that. And his name,
he's from the. He's Swedish.
Yeah, he's Swedish. East. He's from there. East. He plays the character East. I don't know that character. I need to finish reading books, bro. Listen, I've read only 2 for the collection of the short stories.
I thought you said I only read 2 paragraphs. I was like, damn, you BG right now.
No, dude, I'm not. I read the 2 full short story collections, and I'm on like the first like main entry point of the book. Then we got Adam Levy, Misor. Oh man, I can't pronounce these names. These characters' names. Then you got My Anna Buring, Tisaya, and then you have Mimi Nidwini Fringala, Therica Wilson Reed, Sabrina, and Millie Brady. I can't even see that one. Oh gosh. Renfrey. But those are the casting for these characters. Yes, of course, there's no Trish. I don't know what point they're having it in the books. If these are with the collections, I don't think I remember reading Trish in the collection, or if it is, it's like in the late collection of the short stories. So I'm thinking that, we're gonna have these guys. Maybe I need to read the short stories again.
No, you need to read the fucking books.
Listen, dude. The short stories are like the precursor to the like main book.
Listen, if you read short stories, you got enough time to read the damn book.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Oh man, what's up? But overall, you know, I'm liking the casting for Ciri and Yennefer. They're gonna be good. I think the other ones are good. I just honestly, you know what, I'm gonna be completely honest. Never seen any of them in any actual TV show or movie. Maybe I have, and I'm drawing a blank. Ciri looks like Ciri from like the game too, so as a kid. So just put that like ashen hair, green eyes. Boom. I'm sold. Then Yennefer looks like Yennefer to me.
The Yennefer need her neck looking a little not good enough. She needs to work on that. That's about it.
Yeah, I got you.
She need 20. She need 5% more neck muscle. She get 5% more neck muscle, we good.
Oh man, she got to do the neck stretches like in wrestling.
I don't know why the fuck Henry Cavill here. I heard Marvel looking for Hyperion.
Oh man.
Oh, don't get me started with that.
But overall, you know, I'm liking the casting so far. I'm just gotta ask, where is Geralt's best friend, my man, dude?
Roach?
No, not Rope, man. We ain't talking about horses. That's not
That's
best
his
friend.
best friend.
No, the other best friend.
I don't know what you're talking about. Then my bad. Never mind. All bad.
Dandelion. Oh man.
People
Dandelion is like his best. Listen, this man be going after all the women, but he's like the best friend for Geralt, okay?
More like a cop blocking that. I mean,
Excuse me?
Hey man, but let's be real. You gotta have Dandelion because he's in the short stories. So don't know why they haven't casted Dandelion yet, or maybe he's not a part of this Netflix show. I think they should have Dandelion, but that's just me. Essentially, what do you think about it? Well, other than Yennefer, all these actors and actresses.
Need 5% more neck muscle. It's fine. I just think that Henry Cavill being here is very suspect because I heard that he's supposed to be Hyperion and some other shit, but that's not here and there.
Oh,
Otherwise, everything else looks fine to me.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Spectre? What do you think?
I mean, cool. I've never really gotten into The Witcher, but like the cast looks cool. I'm looking forward to what Henry Cavill looks like and like all these people look like in their costumes.
I'm actually looking forward to what Henry would look like because having the books and stuff and games, it's pretty interesting because like are they gonna like make him look older and stuff and have the cat eyes, or is it dragon eye? No, it's cat eyes actually. It's cat eyes, and with the white hair being the gray wolf. But what about you, Slotty? What do you think about the casting?
Good choice, obviously got to take a picture. Got to see the picture. So, of course, we know Henry Cavill's going to do it. I dig it. I actually dig the cast. I just want to see what they can bring to the table, of course. So we'll obviously know what Henry Cavill's all about, but the other actors. So, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Was there anything I missed or?
No, you missed. It's okay. We can just move on.
Yeah. We just talked some gaming news here and there, but let's quickly talk right here about we can actually talk about, I guess, Batwoman. Let me open it. Screen share again. Yeah. Make sure people have seen it though. Screen share again. I forgot to show this picture. You got Batwoman. We had some. I remember that story, and like people attacked her because she was not gay enough and Jewish.
She's bisexual, but yeah, she's not Jewish.
No.
But, I thought she was lesbian, and I didn't think she was bisexual.
I know she was bisexual at one point. That I do know because apparently I looked it up and I recall that. I don't know why I do. Just don't question it. But it do.
Yeah, but like the LGBT community was like, I remember back when the story came out, like some people were just like, it was the comic book fans, air quotes, that were not liking the casting choice, but it was actually the LGBT community saying that she was not gay enough to be Batwoman, and even though she's
I didn't know there was a quota on being
exactly
gay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we said in the podcast. I was like, how do you determine that? Like, oh my gosh! But
I think she's the least interesting thing in the picture, to be honest.
Oh man! But overall, I thought the costume would suck because the CW costumes are sometimes good, then sometimes they falter.
The
But
new
this
Flash
one
was bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one, I'm fine with the costume. Looks dope. Will she get her own show? I have no idea because she's supposed to be in the crossover, right? She's supposed to. Be
Yeah, she is. She's in the crossover.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be in the crossover event, I believe. The first episode on the first night of the crossover, and then I think in early or late 2019, there's gonna be a show for her. But we just don't know. We just don't know which Earth it'll be on. That's the only thing.
Didn't they say it's on Supergirl's Earth?
I have no idea.
I thought they just confirmed it today. That's on Supergirl's Earth.
That's really weird to me.
I know, like Supergirl should be on the same Earth because like they merged. I thought.
Did they merge? I haven't read like.
I know last year they had fucking crazy Nazi people version of everybody. And that was wild, but
yeah. So I'm so confused. How did they merge?
No, like I think that's the issue with how many shows they're developing for television because I don't recall a merge. Even then, it's like they've shown like heavy references to Justice League type stuff or JSA type stuff. So I'm like, so how do you make the Justice League without the Trinity at this point?
I mean, the JSA appeared in
Legends. Yeah. Well, the problem with Legends is now like they splintered it off pretty much completely from everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're making a CBS Secret 6 series now. That was just announced.
Are they gonna cancel that in one season too?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I like that sucks because I love Secret 6, the comic by Gail Simone, but they're totally gonna butcher it on CBS.
Man, CW is just gonna become the DC channel after a while. There's not gonna be anything on there that's like not DC related.
Yeah, because once Supernatural ends this season, there's gonna be nothing except for DC shows.
Oh, is that finally ending after 1,000 years?
Oh, dude, Charmed. Oh gosh,
yeah. Supernatural is gonna end after its 300th episode. They're gonna end it.
That's crazy. And then you got Charmed. Oh man, that
looks
awful.
Don't get me started with Charms because
is it the reboot? Is it a reboot? Right?
Yeah, it's a reboot.
It's a reboot, but the thing is, the downside to this reboot is the fact that it's set in the past, not in the future.
Boo!
That was the least of my worries.
Listen, it's like what they doing with Sabrina. I ain't come to have Sabrina be an actual witch. I want her to do silly hijinks.
Well, for me, like Sabrina was a different story about it because it's like Sabrina, like that was a parody for like with the Netflix things going with more along the dark comics that are like recent that coming out. For Sabrina
and guess what? When I see you, I'm swinging on them and you for liking this shit.
Dude, hey man, if I like the show on Netflix, man, I'm going to praise the shit out of it.
Wait, time out, guys. Here's the thing. With the whole Sabrina thing, that's a different story compared to this. Because with this Charm situation, it is going to flop.
Big flop. Belly flop.
Yeah.
No, it's going to flop like probably after episode 5 or something. People are just going to complain and say, look, this show is rubbish. It's not the OG that we all know and love. And the thing is, with the OG people, they basically said they wanted to do a reunion show and that they wanted to be a part of it. But they, of course, WB said, like, nope, you guys can't be a part of it.
Even the original actresses are not liking the new show and stuff
This was the WB. This was the executives. Bring back the original class. How much they want?
WB won't do it though. Plus, there's this whole conspiracy theory that the whole actress thing. There's a problem with one of the actors with the Charm. Basically, Charm ones. There was a problem with the studio production, and that's why Shannon. I can't believe her name's Shannon Moore. She left the show because of one of the problems she had within the production team. That's why they got Rose McGowan, and now with that, who knows where the situation leaves with that. Because she does all this other things over 18 related stuff.
Mm-hmm. Never mind.
Well, back to Batwoman.
Yeah, because you're big Batwoman fans, right? So what do you think about it?
I think it looks good. I wish the cape was a bit longer. Because their cape is like really billowing. Usually, it's like usually really long, and it usually has like a red inlay on it. But like it's kind of like really muted in this picture. Like I see it. It's more like maroon, like, but it's really muted.
Yeah.
But I think it looks good. It's one of the better looking CW costumes, definitely. I wish they didn't go as crazy on the texture. I don't think it needs to be that textured, but like whatever.
What else do you think they should have done? Like what else, just besides the cape? What else do you think they should have added?
Nothing really. Like usually the bat on her is more pointy, but I understand why they didn't do that. Like the wig, like people complain about the wig, but Batwoman always wears a wig, so it doesn't really matter to me. And some people are complaining about the belt and how the belt is like cocked and loose. Like I don't mind that either. It looks fine on the costume to me. I wish the boots and the gloves were red.
Yeah.
I wish there were more like contrast in the colors with it being like all black. I wish the boots and the gloves were red, but like whatever.
Maybe
it's just a bunch. It's just a bunch of nitpicking things for me. Overall, I think it looks good.
Okay, cool.
Personally, I think after playing Arkham Knight, I want everybody to actually have armor, but that's just me.
Oh man.
Yeah, you and your fucking shitty ass boss fight.
Hey, man! Listen, I can't condone whether or not that was a good boss fight.
It sure as hell wasn't.
Hey man,
piece of shit.
Hey man, listen. We all make mistakes.
Yeah, you
we all have those days.
Oh my god!
But I've completely forgot we did have one more gaming news. I'll quickly say this real quick. Supposedly Square Enix announced the 9-game Kingdom Hearts compilation, and it's going to be called Kingdom Hearts: The Story So Far. It's available for pre-order on Amazon on PS4, so you get Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, then Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, Fragmentary Passage, and the movie Back Cover X. Yeah, I think I covered all that. And you get that for $39.99. Guess it's just for PS4. No Xbox version. Oh, man.
Feels bad for Xbox users, huh?
Oh, man. Yep.
Feels bad for Xbox users.
I'm just going to let y'all go with that foolishness because I ain't going to say nothing.
Oh, man. Okay, but like, I'll be completely honest. You know, I already have all the games. So, you know, it's good for people that hasn't played Kingdom Hearts.
So, like, this is the thing is with what's the word? With this game, I think that it's basically they're pushing everything out for Kingdom Hearts now and getting out there just for exclusive for PlayStation, comparing it over to Xbox, because Xbox, I think, did Xbox have a
No. They're only getting 3, nothing else, pretty much. And Phil Spencer's in Japan again, like, please.
They're like, nah, fam.
They're like, nah, fam. We're not gonna do this shit.
Oh man. Hopefully he makes some miracles, Phil Spencer, and then at the Xbox event, he's like, yo, we finally got Kingdom Hearts, a story so far, but it ain't coming out till March.
It ain't coming out till March. Are you serious?
Oh, no, I'm saying that as a
joke. This is the issue. Unless they get every Japanese game they missed for the last 3 years, they're fucked.
Oh yeah, dude. There's another game that's coming out for Square Enix. I completely forgot. It's like a mech game.
Last Alive something.
Yeah, that ain't even coming to Xbox. That it's only coming.
That's based off of a series that's only been on like fucking PlayStation. So yeah.
Yeah, and there's another Square Enix game coming out. It's called the Avengers Project, but I think they forgot about it.
The thing is with that game, here's the thing. I already know the secret behind that.
Oh, secret.
Oh, they got the Pornhub Connect? Oh, shit.
No.
He got them hookups.
No. I was told this, right? That this game will not be at ETH that this won't be announced at the VGAs this year. And
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
I'm just like, wait, what? They said 2018.
They lied.
They lied. They lied to us.
I'd rather them like this is my thing. I can live with a lie as long as you're working on it. I don't really care.
Sure.
No, but it's like,
honestly, I'm thinking about it. It might not even be for this generation. To be honest.
No, I don't think it will be.
Honestly, when did they announce that? Last year sometime?
Well, last year January.
Yeah, then that's definitely a PS5. If that's a next gen game because there's no way you drop unless
because
it's a
it also didn't even
no
say
point.
PS4 or Xbox One. Like
they did it first for sure, but at this point, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah, I think it's total next gen. So that's kind of reason why. That's why I said Harry Potter game next gen.
Harry Potter game is. I already know this. Harry Potter game is going to be next gen.
Yeah, Red Hood. What house you repping though?
See, dude, I've been. See, I know some people repping Slytherin, some people Hufflepuff, Raven. I'm gonna go with Gryffindor. Some people are like, oh, see, I knew this was gonna happen. Listen, I don't know.
Basic bitch.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
Okay, I can fuck with that. He didn't choose the default answer. I can fuck with that.
Hey man, I had to choose the default, man. Harry Potter was in Gryffindor.
Man, fuck Gryffindor and all they stand for.
But what? I hope you don't say Slytherin.
Baby, what kind of disrespectful shit?
Oh man,
I'm leaving the podcast.
Oh man, don't leave, bro. Don't you leave. But
it's like, what I'm saying is right with the whole next gen thing, it's basically confirmed for the Avengers project. We're not going to get anything this generation, and also PlayStation have basically announced next generation consoles, right? So it makes the logical sense for them to do a next gen now.
Yep, and we also said like Mortal Kombat, that ain't for this generation, that's for next gen too.
That's next gen, and the thing is, you're not going to believe this, but exclusive news I'm going to bring to you right now that Rocksteady have finally got a community manager position filled. So there could be an announcement next year, E3.
Next year, or maybe PlayStation's potential event for February.
Well,
that could also be
what event?
No, so we're like, we were discussing whether or not they're going to do the same thing that they did with 2013 when they revealed the PlayStation 4. So.
Oh, so you think they're going to do like an unveiling type of thing?
Yeah, we think that PlayStation 5 will have the same type of event. Could possibly. I'm not saying 100% definite.
I just fucking bought a PlayStation 4 about a month ago, Red Hood.
I mean, shoot. I don't know what to say, bro. I can't say you waited too long, but you kind of waited too long. But,
I got a good edition, too.
Shoot. You might have to save your pennies. Because it might come out late 2019, early 2020.
I can get it for my birthday next year, so I might as well do that.
Yeah. Shoot, dude, that thing is gonna be more expensive. It'll be probably $400.
If I sell the PlayStation, right? The PlayStation 4,
yeah, you get it cheaper.
I get it cheaper. So, but what I'm thinking is just now that with so many Square Enix games come and gone right now, what else is there left to be pushed out? Not much, is there? Besides the Avengers project, which we know about, but is there anything else, realistically?
Nope, Eidos Montreal is done, so I don't know what game they'll be working on. It could be that.
It could be the Guardians. Yeah, I heard the Guardians, but switching gears slightly, did you hear about the Guardians news?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit. So we're gonna talk about Venom. So it sets the October box office record with 80 million opening weekend domestically. And though Venom's domestic haul is impressive, it's 125.2 million earnings overseas during its opening weekend, further bolsters its total opening weekend gross to $205.2 million, which Variety reports. And that is crazy amount of money. Pretty sure they made back the budget.
The budget I think is 100.
They salvaged the money.
We made a profit, baby.
They made a profit on a shit movie.
I don't know, man. Some people say whether or not it's bad, or some people say like Inspector.
It's mediocre.
Some people like Inspector say it's mediocre, and then some people really loved it. And
some people would say that mediocre is worse than bad, but
no,
like that's like if a movie is bad, you could at least make fun of it. If it's mediocre, it's just.
I couldn't make fun of Catwoman. I thought that movie was ass.
Everyone makes fun of Catwoman. Are you serious?
I couldn't make fun. Like honestly, the only movie I could make fun of was
Batman Robin.
No, The Room. That was the only movie I could make fun of.
Like I'll tell you a movie that's bad but it's fun to watch. Dude, that movie's bad but it's fun to watch.
The Room was The Rock. The Room was funny though.
This is also true. The Rock can make anything funny. But
like
I gotta say, I saw Venom. I know Taladia, did you see Venom?
Yes.
Oh crap.
They try to make this movie so serious, but it ends up being like hilarious. Like you laugh out loud at multiple moments when you shouldn't be laughing out loud. But it's a trip. Venom is.
No spoiler because I haven't seen it yet.
Spoil the whole movie.
If you cut all the trailers together, you basically see the whole movie.
Yeah, man.
They just like Amazing Spider-Man 2, they put the final scene in the movie in the trailer.
Wait. I got one question.
When he says "We are Venom," that is the final scene of the movie.
Wait, I got one question though.
What?
Okay, so do you think, and this is just hypothetical, you think that now that Sony's made a profit off of this, they're gonna be like, "Hey, Marvel, fuck you, here, we're gonna take Spider-Man back"? Do you think they're willing to do that?
I think the contract ends with Spider-Man for Marvel after like Spider-Man 2, after Far From Home.
Well, he has to be in 6 movies, so I have no idea if he's showing up in.
Well, that's 3.
4. No, so Civil War is 1, right? Avengers
Homecoming.
Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, that's 2. Avengers 3 is 3. Far From Home is 4.
5 would be Avengers 4.
Yep.
If he's gonna. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's going to be a big or small role, so that's 5. Then what? The 3rd Spider-Man movie, I guess?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Because they're going to have to try because what they're trying to do is set up a Sinister Six. That's what they're trying to set up.
Oh, man. Is it going to end like Spider-Man the game? I mean...
Oh, man.
What?
Hey. But 89%, like the disparity though with the Rotten Tomatoes critics and the actual audience is crazy. 32 or 31% on Rotten Tomatoes and 89, 88 or 90. I think it's 88 or 89. I liked it on Rotten Tomatoes. It's crazy. I haven't seen this in a while for a movie because usually the consensus is the same unless it was Last Jedi. Last Jedi, the critics praised and the audience gave it really bad reviews. I don't know. I think it's like several things could have happened that warranted that a lot of people probably enjoyed it. That could be 1. People or 2 people came in with low expectations and they were surprised that they liked it. Or 3, they just. I don't know. I think it's the only 2 options, to be honest. I haven't seen it yet. I will see it once my family goes to the movie theaters because, hey, why not? Hopefully this Saturday, I'll see it. Tell you whether or not, in my opinion, if it's good or bad, or if I like it. If I don't, because there are YouTubers that I followed that like the movie, and I was surprised to hear that point of view. Because, from hearing what people are saying, it was complete ass and it was the worst movie they ever seen this year. And I was like, all right. So it made a boatload of money. I don't know whether or not Sony will take Spider-Man back. I did see a lot of salty MCU fans, going to crying phase.
They're like, now we can't get Venom. Boo!
Yeah, I did see Comic Book Cast was one of them, man. Oh, man, his face. Like, listen, I just don't like fanboys in general. I don't like the DCU fanboys. I don't like the MCU fanboys. So when that happened, I saw his face, man. That was funny to me because he looked like he was depressed because a lot of people thought this movie was gonna
tank,
tank, not do anything, and they broke October records. And good for Sony, and hopefully they improve the sequel for Venom, and listen to the complaints, and let the director do its thing, and people that are asking for a director's cut, not going to happen. After they made this much money, they're not going to give you a director's cut for that film. Sony didn't do it for Amazing Spider-Man 2. They're not going to do it now. That's my honest opinion on that. So I guess we can also talk about the Venom news because there's more Venom news. And this has to do with supposedly Venom was originally a woman, which was kind of interesting.
Hot.
As all superhero lovers know by now, Venom is the product of the scorned alien symbiote bonding with disgraced reporter Eddie Brock over their mutual hatred for Spider-Man. But did you also know that the original vision for the human side of Venom wasn't Eddie, but a woman who blamed her tragic losses on Spider-Man? Though this true origin story isn't a secret to Venom fans, it recently resurfaced when Venom creator David Michelin I'm terrible with last name. David McLean told the story for audiences at Connecticut's Terrificon. It was recorded for the John Sutras hosted comics podcast where Bloom. McLean's initial pitch for Venom's human host was quite different from what eventually become canon. Originally, Venom was going to be a woman who was pregnant and going into labor, so her husband went outside to flag down a cab. The cab driver was distracted by a nearby battle between Spider-Man and supervillain, causing the driver to accidentally hit and kill the husband, and the woman who had a miscarriage fell into a coma. Upon waking and realizing what happened to her family, the woman that blamed the loss of her husband and baby on Spider-Man, her hatred for Spider-Man drew the symbiote to her, and so they bonded to become Venom and seek revenge on the web-slinger. According to McLean, this character pitch was rejected by Marvel editor Jim Salicrup.
Oh yeah, Jim Salicrup. He was the That's
right. Didn't believe at the time that fans would really believe a woman standing toe-to-toe with Spider-Man. McLean recalled that if that account is accurate, it reflects an outdated sexist stance, especially when you consider Marvel comics are full of imposing female rulers like She-Hulk, Valkyrie, Captain Marvel, Titania, who could punch Spider-Man into the stratosphere. Salicrup told McLean to instead make the character a man, so McLean re-envisioned Venom's host as the muscly Eddie Brock and came up with a new backstory in the creator. And the character was brought to life by artist Todd McFarlane. While we never got to see the original female version of Venom, Ace Brock, X, and Wayne did at one point with the symbiote to become She-Venom. Yeah, and that's it. What can I say about that? It was an interesting backstory. I think it's dark. It's very pretty dark. For that. My whole thing though is I wish there was more of a direct connection to Spider-Man in terms of knowing the person.
Yeah. And not just the cab driver was
it just happened, yeah. Because Spider-Man is not gonna he's gonna feel sorry, but he's not gonna have this reaction like he did with a person that he knows.
If anything, it wasn't Spider-Man's fault, it was the cab driver's fault.
Yeah. So it's a bit bro, I didn't do anything, man. Trying to save people. More people could have died and all this stuff. But it's I still do I agree that the whole woman thing, at that point, it made sense for the comics to do that, to make it a man. But it's now I'm just okay, it doesn't matter if a woman's a villain or not, If the story makes sense for a woman to be a villain, then do that and all that stuff. It's just that woman needs to have a direct connection to Spider-Man. These characters need to. If the person became, a different guy and his wife died with his baby, but didn't have a direct connection to Spider-Man, it still isn't as you won't have that connection. the Spider-Man would not have that connection, and that's kind of what the Spider-Man PS4, end credit scene where it has that direct connection to Spider-Man. But essentially, what do you think about this original pitch?
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's basically all I can say. It's interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Talani?
What else is I can really say it's interesting to hear that. I just wish they showed it. Really, it would have been cool.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Inspector? I know you said it was dark and
really dark with the miscarriage and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, there should be a deeper connection to Spider-Man and not just like the cab driver got distracted by Spider-Man. Like, if anyone, as I said, if anyone should be blamed, it's the cab driver should, because he was distracted.
Yep.
Not Spider-Man.
Even then, they ended up using the premise of the actual character for Brock's wife before she got offed.
Yeah. Alrighty. I guess we'll go to the next topic, which has to do actually with Joker. I'm surprised.
Boo!
Hey, man, that movie looks pretty dope. But I'm not a big fan of what transpired. This is a TMZ report that the extras that were in the subway,
trapped in a subway.
Are
they going to send all the police officers down there to get them out?
Man. I hope so, man. Dude, I'm surprised that they didn't get him out. Like, it's like, yo, I gotta pee, man.
Send Joseph Gordon-Levitt down there.
Yo, I got you guys. But that's crazy that they pee on the tracks. I was like, you couldn't just say, all right, guys, bathroom break. It's like, dude, everyone had to pee. I was a little I was surprised that happened, and I was like, you don't want that type of story to come out like that. It's like, you had a good story from TMZ about the pictures being taken and stuff like that with, the Joker movie, and now we're hearing about this, and WB hasn't made a statement so far, being asked this. I think it looks a little bit bad on the movie. I'm still hyped for the movie, but I wish they handled that better, and I hope they apologize for what transpired there. I just don't know what exactly happened. That's my take there. What about you, Sentry?
Anybody need to take a pee break right now?
Yeah,
hey, man. No, you guys will be trapped here forever. I'm just kidding.
Man, you wish you could trap me in this bitch forever. I swear to God. I'm fighting my way out, but no, that
Sentry, go for your pee break. You need it.
No, I'm joking. I was joking. No, but the reason I stopped is because it's like I hear about how people in Hollywood get treated if you're an extra, if you're this and that. And it's like, this assuages no one. This shit makes you not want to go do these jobs. So why fucking do it in the first place? You just make people apprehensive. Like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. What about you, Salado? What do you think?
I think the thing I can say about this is the fact that they could have handled it better, and that the media's covered all of this. It's just like, okay, that puts a little bit of a bad reputation on Sting on WB, especially because they never commented on it. And now we just have to hope for the best that in the next time, if this situation does happen, you get locked inside a train, at least they fucking get the escape button or something like that, the emergency button to open the door. Because
it's gonna be like the Colonel in Battlefield Friends. You got a shit bucket.
Oh my gosh.
Shit bucket.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Inspector, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a terrible thing to come out. It's very negligent on WB's part.
Yeah, I'm just like, did they just nah, fam, you guys are just staying in there? I just don't understand how that just transpired. It was like, okay.
And also, was the subway shut down or was it running?
I don't know.
It was shut down.
I have no idea. I personally don't know. can't comment whether or not it was. All I know is they were stuck there. They were asking to get out.
Red Hook can either confirm or deny.
Hey, man, I'm no TMZ man. I just talk about this stuff. All right, so I guess we can talk about another controversial thing. It has to do with Titans a little bit. I'm a little. I don't know how to feel.
Did you watch it?
Wait, no.
No, it comes out on Friday.
No. I'm talking about what was said by the Robin actor.
Wait. So I'm the only one that somehow saw. Don't worry about.
Oh man, this man has connections. Oh boy.
I know. I just went to one of my alleged sites and found it.
Oh man.
I said alleged. I don't know what you're talking about.
Alleged. I got you. So the Robin actor explains why Robin's so violent in the Titan show. So while talking to IGN about his role in the upcoming live-action Titan show on the DC Universe subscription service, Dick Grayson, Robin actor Brenton, I'm not going to say his last name. Thwaites explained that it was Batman's murderous methods that drove Robin away, which is why the show finds Robin fighting crime solo in Detroit instead of Gotham. Batman is a killer. This is quote. Batman is a killer and Robin wants to get away from that. Thwaites said, the idea is that he doesn't want to become a killer himself. And although these guys that he's fighting are bad and they deserve, they deserve what he's dishing out, it seems he believes that when you kill someone, you cross the line and you become almost as bad as them. So it's pretty clear in the series that he was with Batman. Batman crossed the line. He was teaching me to do the same thing. He's trying to break away from that. All right, let's keep going. See if he has anything else. Thwaites' explanation certainly paints a clearer picture why the first Titan trailer, Robin not only visually attacked a group of criminals, but ended the fight with a poignant statement, "Fuck Batman." It seems as though Robin is not unlike an attack dog trying to go for the kill, but he's desperately fighting the programming because he doesn't want to be a murderer like Batman, and he hates Batman for making him that way. All right, I'll give my take. Everyone will be giving their take, so don't know if we'll have differing opinion or same opinion. Hearing this sounds to me like Robin's acting more like Batman would, and yeah.
So you telling me this is not Punisher season 2?
Oh boy, I think this is interesting because like they're trying to go with the Robin is like having the Batman morals and principles, and Batman is
going wild.
Why? I just don't understand this because I'm thinking he has Jason Todd under his tutelage now, and he's just like, oh, just keep killing, man. You got this. Teach those criminals, break his neck. It's like, I don't know how I feel about this because we always want a faithful adaptation. We always want that struggle, whether or not Batman should kill, and he like overcomes that. But if we have a Batman that just kills willy-nilly, then he's like a Punisher at that point. And I'm like, it's a joke, but if we're gonna be completely serious, right? That's how I feel. I don't like hearing about this because like you're just gonna have a Batman who's a hero. Like, is Jim Gordon like sanctioning this? Like, oh, that's fine. They're scum. They're criminals. Just I gave you the go ahead, Batman. Just kill them. Be the executioner. Like, that doesn't make sense. Then that just calls into question like the relationship between Jim and Batman. And like the police would be gunning for this man 24/7, nonstop, if he's killing so many people. And I don't understand that. That to me just doesn't make sense. And it's like I'm a little disappointed hearing that. But Sentry, what do you think?
Bruh, I don't even want to talk. I'm just gonna be quiet. I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest with you. I don't. I'm just disappointed in it.
All right. Sadia, what do you think?
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you making Batman a killer? Right? I get the fact this is a Titan show, right? But the way they portraying the Robin is less like, oh, I'm trying to become separate to Batman. Oh, Batman became a murderous vigilante now. Like, so let's just say he's like, like how the Killing Joke, not Killing Joke, was the one, the Dark Knight Returns, where in the Dark Knight Returns he became a killing person, basically, using guns, started using, heavy artillery and stuff. So why would they do that in this show? I'll never know. Even I get the fact that it's trying to be dark, but do they have to go that dark? I'll never know. The only thing I can say is that I hope this show does prove a point that they could be dark and still pull off amazing stuff. So we'll have to wait and see until Friday, which is 2 days away.
All right. What do you think, Inspector?
It's interesting, I guess. Like, again, I'm one of the ones that is against Batman killing, but like, it's hard because what surprises me is that with the creative team behind this, at least the main writer is Jeff Johns, and I never pictured him doing this type of Batman, but I guess if it serves Robin's character arc, I guess it's fine, but it's like really weird.
Yeah, well, we will see if the streaming service is just a shock to a lot of DC fans because no one was expecting that.
But hey, at least the people in the internationally get tie-ins on Netflix.
That's true. How does that even work, though? Did they just keep releasing an episode and updates on Netflix, or that's how?
I think so.
Because Netflix just releases a season all the time in a movie, and that's it. I've never seen an episode by episode basis of them releasing.
I'm not too sure, but I think that we're even going to get something related to Young Justice doing the same thing.
Yeah, because they haven't even. We don't even know DC Universe like streaming service might not even make it over there because because the thing is
I don't think so.
No, they've already sold most of the rights to Netflix for UK and I think mostly the other stuff, if I recall correctly.
It's like the same case where it's what is that, the Star Trek show, the ABC app? Yeah, that shit is not on the not in UK or anything like that.
Oh, you mean the CBS? Oh yeah.
CBS All Access. Yeah.
CBS, yeah. Sorry about it.
Yeah,
I'm saying ABC, but that's on Netflix. Star Trek is on Netflix in terms of Canada, UK, and stuff like that. They'll be able to watch that. But we in the US,
we gotta pay.
You gotta pay to watch the show. You got
another service,
Man, I'm about to fight Disney and fucking Warner Brothers and everybody else. I'm tired of paying for fucking 40-ass services. I just need 2 at most. Just give me Hulu and Netflix.
And Warner, Time Warner is creating another all-inclusive streaming service.
Yo,
what's the point of that?
Yo, too.
So why are they including?
It's like everything. It's gonna be like
comic books.
No, I don't.
No, Warner.
He's talking about all the WB shows. Probably CW most likely too.
Oh no!
That means they're gonna have to wait until their Hulu contract expires.
When the CW contract expires.
Yeah, probably CW, maybe HBO, because I think they're moving away from HBO. Sadly.
Wait, so HBO Now is gonna be no more now?
Yeah, I think it might be put into this other streaming service.
Oh my gosh!
Even Gotham, probably even Gotham too.
Well, Gotham's Fox, so I don't know how that's gonna work because
they're gonna put it back to WB because Fox only has I don't know how distribution rights work for TV shows, but WB owns the properties, so
WB does. All right, I guess we can now. Let me exit out of here a couple of these pages so we can.
Exit out of 4 pages of bullshit he ain't even reading.
Probably porn.
I don't know about that one.
Hey man,
if he watching porn on the podcast, that's some wild shit, baby.
Oh, dude, I'm not that risky. Shoot.
I mean, that ain't as worse as the time that I was on Xbox Live and we figured out somebody in the party was legit watching porn.
Oh no!
Man was legit in the party eating his shit.
Here's what I think anyway. That's something we could talk about. Is the whole James Gunn thing.
Okay.
No, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. There's a couple of like other smaller topics. So, because of New York Comic Con has happened, and of course, there's some interesting things for the Disney streaming service. They talked about some excerpt. Jon Favreau has revealed that his live-action Star Wars series will focus on the Mandalorians, and actually, I'm fine with that. I heard the Mandalorians, like there were rumors of Mandalorians, and it sounded like what was it? These Game of Thrones showrunners were going to do that. I don't know. I don't know if the Game of Thrones showrunners were going to make a Star Wars movie.
No, they're doing a trilogy, like their own little trilogy, if I recall correctly. Same with Ryan Johnson. Yeah.
Okay. So Jon Favreau said it will focus on Mandalorians. It was either the Mandalorians were going to be a TV show or a movie. That's what I think. I remember. And it seems like, I just want to say, Game of Thrones showrunners, please do Old Republic. Please do Old Republic.
That's the only era of Star Wars anyone really cares about anymore.
Because I want to see Darth Revan, man. I would love to see Darth Revan.
When he's only Darth Revan for like one movie and you hold that up.
Oh man, dude, I think like it would be interesting to have like that reveal, but hopefully no one spoils it for other viewers. That's Darth Revan.
But listen, the damn thing came out in the early 2000s. There's no way you don't get spoiled.
Oh man, yeah. Okay, so keep going with the article. A graphic show on the Iron Man director's Instagram revealed that the next series will take place after stories of Jango and Boba Fett, and will center on a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy. After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, read the graphic, another warrior emerges in Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travails of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. That sounds pretty dope because Mandalorians are pretty violent, to say the least. They're like a warrior. Like you think Jango Fett and Boba Fett? Jango Fett and Boba Fett. I think Jango he wasn't Mandalorian, but he wasn't raised by the Mandalorians, I believe. So it was that's me thinking about it like that because I'm not like this big Star Wars like geek that knows everything about Star Wars, but I know a decent amount. But here, let me show you guys a quick photo of this real quick, and it looks pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. And the budget for this movie, this TV show, is $10 million per episode, and there's going to be 10 episodes, so it's $100 million budget for the show. And shoot, I'm fucking excited. Not gonna lie. And they started in production, so there you go. That's what the main character is gonna look like. That's him in the suit and everything. And hey, man, I'm down for it. It looks dope. Mandalorians are dope people too. So, Sentry, what do you think about this?
Mandalorians, cool. I just need to know if it's canon or not and how they're treating canon because they got rid of the best parts of canon. The funny thing about that is the Old Republic era justified some of the shit that fucking what's that dummy that made the first George Lucas? There you go. You know, it's been a long time since you watched this trilogy because it's shit. But
oh shit.
Well, one of the trilogies has to. Well, like literally, the Old Republic shit justified the decisions he made and actually made those things make sense, except for the stupid scientific reasoning for the Force. They didn't explain that shit, but they justified how the order of both the Sith and the Jedi work, how they're supposed to work in theory. They just like without the Old Republic era, without the I want to call it the New Republic era, so everything after Return of the Jedi would be the New Republic era. Like without those things, honestly, Star Wars is lacking because they gave you the blueprint of what to do with everything, and they just threw it out the window. I don't know, but I feel like this could be good. I feel like this could be really good.
I mean, Jon Favreau is writing the whole show. He'll be directing an episode. Also, Taiki Waititi is also directing an episode, and there's one more guy. The guy who's made Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
That will probably be the best episode of that season.
Star Wars Rebels. I forgot his name. Gosh dang it! Someone search up who the who's
I
like
think
the
I know.
head of the animations for
You need Dave something. I think that's his name.
Dave Filoni is going to be directing his first live action episode for like a TV show. So he'll be directing one episode.
Oh,
and there's one other guy too.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I don't give a fuck about. I take back what I said. I like this, but I don't give a fuck about it because Clone Wars is coming back, and that's all that matters.
Hey man, listen. I think it's gonna be dope. I think like this gonna the con though is this gonna be on the Disney streaming app. So I'll pay up if you want to see The Mandalorian. But it looks really good. I mean, $10 million budget is more than freaking the Game of Thrones budgets. Game of Thrones budget is like $6 million an episode, which is crazy still in of itself. But Disney's going in. They're giving that show a lot of money. Tell you that. And bringing, directors, actually like legit movie directors to direct these episodes. And Dave Filoni, he's a great guy. Like Star Wars Rebels is great. Clone Wars, amazing. Like I can't wait to see his actual episode that he's going to direct in. I think it'll be great. What do you think about this, Claudia?
I like the image, firstly. I've got no comment really because I like the image. That's the only thing I can say.
What do you think about the directors though? Jon Favreau, of course, is writing the whole show, but he's going to direct an episode. Dave Filoni from the animations for Star Wars, doing Rebels and Clone Wars, directing an episode.
Basically, Happy Hogan is going to direct the Star Wars film, right?
Well, this is a TV show.
Yeah,
it's a TV show. It's a TV show. Okay, so he's going to direct the TV show. I think it's a good choice.
And Taika Waititi is also going to direct an episode, and Dave Filoni.
It's not going to be on TV though. It's going to be on
a Disney streaming service. Yep, just like Titans, just like every other show now.
That's all I've got to say.
Oh, gotta pay up. Well, Disney streaming service might not even be with you guys. It might be the same case with DC, and shoot,
yeah,
they might be on DC. Netflix. Oh man,
it'll be on Netflix. Oh my god, that'll be the most awesome thing.
Yeah, I get pissed off again, man. The United States, you get
fucking
paid a lot of money for streaming services.
Yeah, you guys get you guys have to pay for shit, and we only have to pay for Netflix, and it's like.
Yeah.
It's a lot of you. You keep talking like this. I'm taking a one-way trip down there.
Yeah, one trip down to the UK.
One trip down to the UK, bro. That's where it is. That's where all the fun happens.
Wait, hold on. He's gonna fight you, Talati. That's what he's saying.
I'm not gonna actually fight him. I just need to know how good your internet is. I'm trying to get the fuck out
Oh
of here.
man,
my internet is good.
Oh snap.
Hold on. What's the up down speed down there?
I get 20. Let me double check. Actually, I can double check this. Speed to this.
Yo, right? If he get good internet, I'm out this bitch.
You're gonna move to the UK now. Oh man.
He's gonna imagine if he does. So I'm on 11 ping, right? My internet right now, I get about 50 download, about above 50, and about 20 upload.
What? 20? Oh,
which is good as for streamer wise, yeah. 56 download and 20 upload.
Dude, my download is like 70 or 80, but my upload's 5.
I get like I get 50 down, like 20 up, and I'm like, this ain't good enough.
Dude, 20 up is better.
21.6. That's what I have. That's what I have. 21.6, right? And that's the thing. UK internet is better than American internet by far. Man. By far. I know that, we got that Warner Brothers internet, shitty little internet they have in America.
You're talking about Spectrum?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Comcast internet?
Yeah.
Well, that's not WB internet, is it?
It's under Xfinity, I think.
Because I thought Time Warner was WB internet.
Yeah, but it's still shit though. No matter what, America doesn't have a good internet compared to the UK.
Fiber. Hey man, Google Fiber.
We got fiber optic.
Google Fiber.
We call it fiber optic. That's what we have. But that's what I'm saying. You guys, if you guys want to watch Titans, and if you guys are gonna get like Star Wars, you guys have to come to the UK to watch it.
Hey man, hush your mouth. Inspector, what do you think about this?
Cool. That's all I have to say. Like, it's cool that Jon Favreau is writing this. Like, I never really got into Rebels. I watched like the first 2 seasons of Clone Wars.
Yeah. The first 2 seasons aren't that good, but supposedly after season 3 picks up a lot. And
I mean, I dug the second season with the bounty hunters, but
no, it goes into like Force. Like
Then again, I was like 14 or 15 when those came out. So,
but hey man, Star Wars Resistance. No, let me just stop there because that show's ass. So let's go into the next topic, and that is, I guess, we go into the Aquaman trailer because that came out.
I loved it.
You love it, man. I've saw a couple snippets here and there. Looks pretty dope. And Mira, man. Gotta just say, man, she's
smoking.
I just
no, get it right.
I can't just
wait. Time out. This is how you say it, Inspector. She's smoking.
Oh man.
I'm done.
You killed him, Claudia. Good job.
You just killed this man.
Claudia, now I want to really finish.
Yeah, the feds are gonna cop him now.
Oh, yes.
Can the feds come take his mic away like they do me, please?
Yeah, I enjoyed the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's a lot of funny moments, especially with what Aquaman says. And Black Manta, oh my god, Black Manta kills it in this trailer. Kills it. He really does.
All I can say is Mira. But that's all.
Yeah.
I'm amazed.
What's funny is that the Comic-Con trailer played in front of Venom, so I got to see it on the big screen. Not the extended one, but the Comic-Con one. It was really cool to see it on the big screen.
Hey, the big screen.
I mean, at least the extended one did show a lot of funny moments. So I
understand. Like the P joke was kind of like juvenile.
Can we just pee on it?
Yeah, I liked Tamara using. I liked Tamara using her powers, even though Jay was kind of confused. It's like, why she just took sweat from him, but sweat is water. But yeah, I mean, she didn't really take sweat off of him. She took the water out of his body.
Yeah,
because your body's 70%, like 90% water. But I thought it was really cool. Yeah, some of the jokes didn't really land, but like it looked really cool. It is really weird though that they pretty much transferred from like you have like the 2 ends of the trailer, which is the beginning and the end, which is like an actual trailer, and then the action scene, which is like the complete middle of the trailer. I felt like the transition between it was kind of jarring because you have a bunch of quick cuts and then you have like this one long cut. But the long cut was really cool, like the chase in the favela wherever they filmed. That was really cool though. It was a really cool trailer. I liked it. I wouldn't say, and I loved seeing his classic costume at the end of the trailer, like the orange scale armor, even though like the abs, they have like the spray on abs for some reason, which doesn't fit the costume at all. But like, it looks really cool. It was a really good trailer. I liked it.
Yes. What about you, Sentra? What do you think?
I think other than Black Manta, Mira, and like, I'll say it like this, going from end to beginning. That costume, the classic Aquaman costume, does not fit him because of how he looks. Like
just look at 90s Aquaman. It just looks like 90s Aquaman to me, minus the hook hand.
Yeah.
And that's why I would rather him not have the classic outfit. Like classic DC Aquaman outfit just doesn't work for him, in my opinion. Everything else, like I think the best thing there is Black Manta though. Like Black Manta looks spectacular, but yeah, that's just me. Everything else, I don't have any real issues with it. Other than that, just the costume is what really put me off. Otherwise, I think it'll be serviceable.
Yeah, it looks dope.
My only question is DC still trying to go for this whole universe thing, or have we given up?
No, they're going for DC Worlds of Universe.
Well, no, he's saying like the connected wise is like.
They're gonna be.
Wait. Aquaman is still connected to the Zack Snyder's verse.
No, I don't know if it's connected to the Snyderverse, but I think it's. I don't want to say it's a reboot because it's not, but I think it's gonna be the base for the new DC universe, whatever they're gonna call it.
That's my question. This new DC, how's that gonna work? Because they
you still have that baggage.
I think what they're gonna do is that they're gonna look at Wonder Woman, the first one. They're gonna ignore Justice League.
So they're just gonna like say those events never happened.
Well, they happen, but I think they just ignore them as like
just don't say anything. It's like, oh, we teamed up before, but we're not gonna speak about how we teamed up.
Because I think at this point, unless they flashpoint it or they do something else, or they crisis it. Like that's their only two outs. That's it.
Yeah,
they have to crisis or flashpoint.
Flashpoint is the best option for them currently, I think.
No, I wouldn't say it is.
Flashpoint leaves behind baggage with it, though. That's the problem, because I think
so does Crisis, though.
I mean, but Crisis is something that you could really work with, though. In terms of
but the thing is,
the problem is you can't have Crisis. Well, it's so hard because like Flashpoint has to do with time travel, and there's really like nowhere you can go in the DC universe because like the only past time that has been developed is World War I with Wonder Woman. That's the only past time that has been developed in the DC universe.
The only way I see,
and we haven't gotten background on Flash yet, so you can't really do a first Flash movie that's Flashpoint because you don't really have Flash developed. You just know that his father killed his mother, and that's all.
Yeah, that's the only thing we do know. But it's like if the way DC are gonna do it, they're probably just gonna go for the Flashpoint at the end of the day. That's their mindset.
But the problem is they're going more the family-friendly route, and Flashpoint is a really dark story. So I don't know if they're gonna do Flashpoint.
I mean, their mindset, even though it's like Flash is funny, but they're like, you know what? We just put a Flashpoint movie out there. You know, forget everything else. We put a Flashpoint movie and change the whole Zack Snyder thing, and basically everything will be changed. So there'll be a new Batman, new Superman, and different Wonder Woman or same Wonder Woman or something like that. And basically it'll basically this would set them back in stone, basically.
But it all depends on how you execute it.
Yeah, it depends on how you execute it, but hopefully they do better than what the CW did with the Flashpoint.
That wasn't Flashpoint at all.
That was Barry like fucking skipped leg day on Tuesday and he fucked up.
Yeah. Very much.
I feel that.
Oh, my kid is now instead of a boy, instead of a what was it? Was it a boy or girl? I don't even know.
It was a girl, then it became a boy.
Yeah, and then like Cisco's brother got killed.
Yeah.
And Cisco became mopey for no reason.
Hey.
Oh, he started listening to fucking Linkin Park again? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Linkin Park. Oh, man. Bring back memories.
I like how that's our de facto song we all go to.
Yeah, but the thing is, right now, I believe the Aquaman movie is still linked to Zack Snyder in some sort of way because it's the same actors, of course, for Mera and Aquaman.
I think after Shazam, because Shazam is connected with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman too, so
yeah,
I just wonder how they're going to reconcile it. But
I believe
if they reconcile it at all.
I think after Shazam, then things will be better, I think. But we just got to remember and keep this in mind. We have no information on the Batman movie. We have no information on some of the other movies which is in production, besides the Bird of Prey, which actually
got scrapped. Suicide Squad, which we'll get to. No, Suicide Squad 2, the script got scrapped, and because it was too similar to Birds of Prey.
Yeah, and apparently Birds of Prey that got scrapped, or was it?
No, it was Suicide Squad.
Yeah. We'll talk about
the original version of 2 got scrapped, but
okay,
we'll talk more about it in a bit. Quickly say, Hellboy looking dope. They had like a
Except for that tagline.
hey man.
Yeah, except for that tagline.
Legendary as fuck. Hey man, kind of looks legendary to me, man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but
that
like,
poster did look good though.
So we all know there has been a Hellboy in the past. Guillermo del Toro. It was good.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo. I can't. Why?
You fucking up.
Hey man, listen. We all have those days, and I'm having that day right now.
Okay, BG.
Hey man, BG would just be like, man, I'm better than all of you. That's what he would say, but I don't.
That's what you should have said, but you didn't. But continue.
No, because I'm not BG. Oh man. Okay, so they wanted to kind of say like, essentially that this film, whereas Guillermo del Toro went more into the realm of fantasy and colorful creatures and such for his Hellboy universe and Hellboy movies. Marshall was his director, is focusing more on the monstrous, horrific side of the Hellboy universe. Harvard added that Marshall's not trying to replicate the Del Toro films, but rather do his own thing. It has just a completely different feel, the actor said, and I want to get down to the core of Mike's work, which is horror and even an existential horror. And he says that it's going to be more practical effects for Hellboy and not CGI. And he says at one point he started to say something about like Thanos and laughed. I'm on starting that controversy. And it says that he's a really big fan of Marvel and I love Infinity War. So he was joking around. I bet you some people are like, nah, man, we're gonna put the headline, Hellboy actor. This is Marvel CGI. No, he's a big fan of it and stuff like that. So he was just saying that it's going to be more practical effects, going to be more horror, and you know what? And people are liking what they're seeing, and I'm down for it. Give me more horror, Hellboy. I'm fine with that. What do you think, Sentry?
Ron Perlman in it?
Shoot, no, David Harbour from Stranger Things.
All right, we good. Okay, let's get it.
Hey. All right. What about you, Slider? What do you think about a horror Hellboy movie?
I just hope it's a good show. That's all I have to say, realistically, because I don't know who the actor is, and I've never watched Stranger Things. So
yeah, cop dude. So, what about you, Inspector? What do you think?
Cool. I guess that means the budget is going to be halved from the Del Toro movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're not going to like. I hate to be that guy, but like those horror movies didn't really do that good box office wise. Like they didn't really make their budget back because I think his movies were like 80 million budget, something like that, and that's just too much for a property like Hellboy, because not a lot of people know who Hellboy is.
Yeah. Sure. So I was gonna say Will Smith supposedly debuted a poster for Aladdin, but it's not really big news. Just a lamp with purple things, and it says "Let me out" because he's the genie. All right, we got two more. We got So it was a quick thing to let people know. Now we're gonna talk about Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad news. So
and Dave Bautista.
Yeah. So
going back to WWE.
Oh man, no! It seems like he might be going.
Yeah, Evolution is coming back.
Evolution.
They were never. He was never DX though.
God, no, I don't care about DX and fuck Evolution. You know what? I don't even know why.
It's not Evolution. They're forming DX, both Triple H and Shawn Michaels. They're not doing
he retired?
Not anymore, bro.
I'm done with this.
Dude, you should have seen the match between them. It was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh.
Triple H and Undertaker. I saw a GIF for that. Is it GIF or GIF? Oh gosh.
GIF.
Yeah.
It's technically GIF, but don't nobody say that shit.
Okay, GIF. I think it was Undertaker. No, yeah, it was Undertaker trying to slam or flip or I think slam Triple H into the ladder, and it was very bad. I saw it. I was like, what is happening? Dude did not even hit the ladder. He like Triple H
slightly moved. Everybody knew, but the thing is, everyone knew Shawn Michaels was coming out of retirement after the whole bullshit thing.
But are we fine with that? Like, we're gonna do a 2-minute topic for this.
Screw this. Screw that. Get on track. I don't care anymore.
It's just like when Ric Flair retired, and then a year later
he came back on TNA. Yeah,
he just like they're not. They just don't have what they used to have. So that's just me there.
Woo!
So we all know that it's been like basically confirmed that James Gunn will be writing and directing Suicide Squad.
He's in talks.
Well, didn't they say IGN said they? I thought IGN confirmed it.
No, Variety and Hollywood Reporter said he's in talks. He's confirmed to be in talks, which is like
almost, but not there.
Yeah, my guess is that it will fall through.
I think if they offer him enough and he gets the control that he wants, I think he'll do it.
I just think it's the baggage that James Gunn has.
I don't think it is. Okay, so it's been a Warner Brothers representative has confirmed to IGN that James Gunn will direct what would presumably be Suicide Squad 2. It is confirmed that James Gunn is writing the next installment of the Suicide Squad franchise.
See, that's not what Variety said, so I don't trust
the representative told IGN. It's a
then everyone's like, some people say he's in talks, and some people say he's confirmed to write.
It's contradicting itself.
It's contradicting it.
I'll just make sure.
Like, if I were to trust anyone, I would trust Hollywood Reporter or Variety over IGN.
It's saying a Warner Brothers representative has confirmed to IGN that James Gunn will direct what will presumably be Suicide Squad 2. It's confirmed that James Gunn is writing the next installment of the Suicide Squad franchise, the representative told IGN. And then this is the original story over
I
here.
love how it says after Marvel gave him the boot when it was DC. I mean, not DC, but Disney.
So it seems like it seems like the representative is from WB, and it's most likely going to happen. I think it's most likely going to happen. And Batista wants in. For me, I know some people are like, they don't want him in. Personally, from what we heard, they do need him in just because of the Birds of Prey thing. Because the whole reason why Gavin O'Connor is gone and what happened in that script is very similar to the Birds of Prey movie script. And they were just like, yeah, we can't do this. So we need somebody else to write and most likely direct. And
like my problem is that why couldn't they just get O'Connor to come up with a new idea?
No, so it said O'Connor grew frustrated and fell off the project to do.
Why does that? Instead. That has been a constant issue with DC and the directors. Like every time they get a director, something gets fucked, or the executives do something, and the directors are just like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, they just sleep. O'Connor just was like, "Fuck it, I'm done." Like
he's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Don't mind me. I'ma just do my stuff and leave.
Yeah, so it was saying here in the story he had for the sequel ended up almost being identical to Birds of Prey story, and when the film was given the go-ahead to go before Suicide Squad 2, O'Connor grew frustrated and fell off the project. Because Birds of Prey got greenlit before his. So he got pissed off, and he was done. And this is why the James Gunn situation and DC is doing this to, get the talent from Marvel. And hey, it's them, and they I'm not gonna tell them that's wrong to do so. Like James Gunn's to me a good director, a good writer when it comes to that.
So in this case, is Marvel pretty much Sony, and then DC's Microsoft? You know what? Let me stop.
Oh man,
let me stop. Walks away.
Oh, but no, seriously, like. I'm not the one who's going to be negative about it. Who knows about the rest of the podcast members? They could feel some certain way about it. But for me, I'm fine with them. I can't wait to see Suicide Squad 2. Now, would I like to see Gavin O'Connor's thing? Yeah, but it seemed like it was very similar to Birds of Prey. And, I would not have liked to see Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad 2 be very similar. It's just like, to me, it's a bit redundant if that was the case, and people would have complained about that. And I'm just totally fine of having James Gunn direct and write it. What do you think, Century?
My real question to you is: would you like to see the Scott Book version of this?
Oh, Scott Book. You know what? Sure, why not? Oh, fuck Scott Book.
Okay, I was just checking, but I mean, at this point, from what DC's at like the bottom of the barrel, this is an upgrade to at least sea level.
Yep. So, Century is for it. What about you, Slaughter?
About James Gunn?
Yeah, directing and writing and Gavin O'Connor leaving.
I think he's gonna have a little bit of a baggage. I know DC's gonna have a little bit of hate from certain people. But he will make a good movie.
Yep.
He will make a good movie, I think.
I can tell you a bunch of the casual moviegoers, like my mom and other people, will not know what baggage it is. Just tends to happen. I was like, did you hear about Guardians of the Galaxy 2? And she's like, Guardians of the Galaxy director? Wait, what? Literally, she's like, what?
Yeah, it's so basically
no casual people will know. Only the hardcore people.
Only the hardcore DC fans will know. That's what I'm saying. Like DC fans who know about the situation, some of them will be hating on it. I know Marvel fans will be hating on the fact on that.
No, the Marvel fans just hate James Gunn, and they're like, "Yeah, DC, you guys have." I'm like, both fanboys on both sides is just stupid.
The worst is like the rehire James Gunn crowd, because they're going to be all over this.
Yeah, they're going to be all over this. And then
I'm looking at you, Bob Chipman.
Oh man!
He over here naming names. We about to get yelled at.
Yep.
But the thing is, not only that, but that's just part of it. But then there's the other side of it as well. Just like now, like Dave Bautista saying, "Where do I sign up?" And I'm just like, well,
he's looking to leave.
He's looking to
leave Marvel.
He's looking to leave Marvel because he knows that he's not making any money there.
Well, I don't think he's not making money. I think he doesn't want to be in that environment anymore.
No, here's the thing with Bautista. I don't like Bautista's attitude. I feel the way he handled James Gunn's firing was very childish. And one of my friends came up with a great analogy. Bautista and James Gunn is like the guy that said hi to you in the hall, and he's automatically your friend, so you follow him everywhere. Mm-hmm. That's basically Bautista with James Gunn.
I think it's more.
No matter where James Gunn is going, Bautista is going to follow him.
Yep, Bautista is going to follow him, and like that's what I'm saying is like because he's going to follow James Gunn, he's going to look for a bigger role. And what other bigger role can he really play besides Drax? And the one specific role I do know that he could play would actually be Bane.
No, I don't want him as Bane. He would be terrible.
No, it's not even that. It's like the way I look at it is basically, you know how like everyone has that co-collaborator or like that muse, like every director has. I feel like
Christopher Nolan has like what Hans Zimmer everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
And and Ryan Coogler has Michael B. Jordan. Yeah.
I would say think about that relationship more like that. It's like he has a set group of people he likes to have on each project that he works on, and I feel like Bautista feels like he's in that set. So he's like, okay, if he's doing this, I'm just gonna try to get attached to it because I know he'll present me in the best light.
Yeah.
And plus, he knows that after Guardians 2, it's like after the Avengers, Infinity War, it's like, well, we're not going to get bigger roles. We're going to get smaller roles.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think he still would have been the Guardians and stuff like that.
Well, Guardians Valiant 3 was going to be the last
variant,
like the last movie for that roster anyway, so they were going to change.
Yeah, they were going to change, but I don't think that was the reason for, Bautista wanting to leave and stuff like that. I think it's just because he wants to be where James Gunn is. Yeah, that's really just the gist of it. Because it's like some people will say, it's not a good thing to do, but it's like he wants the loyalty, and again, he'll get another job. So, I mean, I can't knock him for doing something like that.
I mean, he wants to do what's best for business for himself. So
hey, best for business.
Yes, I said a WWE reference, but it's like that's why you got to look at it as a marketing standpoint for him, because stuff that he sells would be very important for him. And now that James Gunn is no longer on board on the Guardians, it's like, well, my stuff won't be as hugely popular as other stars. So that's what he's seeing it as.
Yep. Well, that's that. We got one more topic and we'll close everything off.
Wait, before we go, I know this is, since Batista is talking about it, who would you fan cast Batista as?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm thinking about everyone that's been in the Suicide Squad.
Like, I wasn't really thinking of a person in the squad. I was thinking of a villain that they can face against.
But could they like do that, or because James Gunn would be the one hiring?
Yeah, that would be really cool though, because don't forget, Batista did play a villain role in Spectre.
But he really did nothing in Spectre though. He had a fight scene.
He had a fight scene which was good, but it's like you gotta now that if he does get that role, and if he was going to play a character in DC, which character would suit him? And like I know obviously DC what they would choose him for, because he's big and he's what they kind of bid and hench.
I just hate that. I just hate that fan casting because it's so shallow. Like, oh, he's a buff wrestler and Bane is a buff wrestler, so they fit together.
No, like, there's also two versions of Bane.
But to me, I always want a Hispanic actor to play Bane because Bane is Hispanic.
So, well, that depends on which Bane we're talking about.
The main Bane is Hispanic.
Yeah, like most people forget about the other Bane, but that's not the point.
What other Bane?
The original version of Bane was English, but that's not the point.
No, he wasn't. Bane was originally created as Santa Priskin. That was his nationality, Santa Priskin. When he was first introduced in 1992 in Vengeance of Bane, he was Santa Priskin. They try to retcon in that he was the son of King Snake, who was British, but that didn't do anything. But I know my Batman stuff. Don't.
Yeah, he's a big comic book nerd, so that's
yeah. But to me, if I were to think of villains, I would think Wade Eiling, the general. He's connected to the Suicide Squad because he's like the military.
Oh, I know who you're on about.
Squad. Oh no, that's.
I could also see him as Bruno Mannheim, leader of Intergang.
That one I like, but they would have to introduce Intergang, which is a.
No, I know who you're on about, Inspector, and it's like that would be an ideal choice for him, but it's just the way DC and WB think, and they'll think oh, because he's a wrestler, oh, we'll put him in a wrestling role.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. As you said, Sentry, the problem with Intergang is that but the thing is that Intergang is always in the shadows, so you could say that they're always around. But there's only 3 main members of Intergang that are focused on, which is Mannheim, Whisper Adair, and Kyle Abbott. Those are the 3 main people of Intergang that are usually focused on. But whatever.
Alrighty, so
what's the last topic?
The last topic was there was one more trailer that came out Thursday morning. It was Daredevil Season 3 trailer, and not gonna lie, man, can't wait for next Friday.
I heard you was in the trailer and you got shot.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I got shot multiple times, man. But no, overall, there was 2 trailers, but I watched both, but I don't know if everyone else watched both trailers. The first one was for just a regular official Daredevil Season 3 trailer, and the other one was Agent No, it's not. No, it was still Daredevil. I don't know the actual name for it because I don't want to give stuff away real quick. Netflix. Give me a quick sec. Here we go.
Why does it sound like he's trying to pre-order a TV show?
Oh, dude. I will meet Agent Poindexter. So you got to meet him for like a minute and 15 seconds. If no one knows who's Poindexter is, get the fuck out. No, I'm just kidding.
Bullseye. Oh,
hey, man. There you go. Hey, man. There you go. Daredevil season 3, though. Overall, trailer was amazing. Some people said the fight scene for the reviewers that have the first 6 episodes said that is the best fight scene to date, which I can't wait from what I'm hearing from people saying that. Because that's crazy.
Daredevil always has the best hallway fight scenes, even though I'm kind of tired of the hallway fight scenes because they're in every show. But whatever.
Are they though? Punisher didn't even have hallway fight scenes.
Well, Punisher had the I think the best scene of Punisher is probably the room fight scene where he fucking legit rages out and fucking destroys everybody.
Yeah, but Defenders had one.
Yeah,
Defenders has one. Iron Fist had one. All
I didn't even notice Luke Cage or Iron Fist
because Luke Cage is
because the hallway fight scenes. I guess I didn't notice because they weren't memorable. I guess.
Luke Cage is the one where he plays his Wu-Tang.
Oh, that really? Oh, I mean, okay.
It's not really a hallway. It's more of a long cut.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because for me, it's I can't get tired of it if it's good, and plus I didn't notice the other shows for me personally, just because maybe I just didn't care for those, those hallway fight scenes. Whereas Daredevil is hella memorable, and I was just overall it's good. It's a mix between Born Again and the other storyline, the Guardians or the Guardian Devil or something like that. I don't know the other one.
Well, they couldn't do the full thing of Born Again because a certain character. She was wilding out.
Oh yeah, that's why they said it's gonna be, partly adapted, and they said that it's gonna be pretty vicious and brutal, and some characters are gonna end up dying. And overall, it might be Karen Page. It could be Foggy for crying out loud.
I think it's gonna be Karen,
or it could be both. Suppose
I would have said Karen if she wasn't in the next season of Punisher.
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends though. Karen, it depends when Punisher takes place though. It might be before Daredevil season 3,
and it might do it and maybe it's flashbacks too, so you don't know.
That's true too. But overall, we have him in the black suit. We know why he's in the black suit. I knew before why he was in the black suit because of leaked photos and set photos that there is another Daredevil, and Wilson Fisk is out. And dude, I love Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk all the fucking time, and he is having a big character arc. If you notice throughout the series so far, this dude in the beginning was very insecure of himself. He did not like being in his own skin. He was very nervous and commanding his own people. He did through the shadows and stuff like that. And the prison changed him, legit changed him. And you saw that in season 2 that he's starting to get a grasp, but. Him being threatened in prison and stuff like that, you saw he had those weaknesses for the person he loved, Vanessa, and now we notice that he knows that and he's changed that, and he doesn't. It seems like he doesn't love Vanessa anymore. He got rid of her, and he's out and gave the FBI some information which we don't know, and we know it seems like he knows Matt is Daredevil, and he's going to make his life a living hell that we see in the trailer, He's framing Daredevil. He is trying to it seemed like he took Matt's suit and gave it to somebody else, which we assume is Poindexter. And this is going to whether or not decide, whether or not Matt will actually finally kill somebody, and it could be Wilson Fisk. Who knows? And then we have Maggie in the trailer, which is going to be good because she's a nun, and she's probably going to try and have Daredevil grounded, not lose sanity of what he's going through, because this is the lowest he's ever been in, and the combat and I shouldn't even say combat. The fight scenes are looking dope because they look like he's fighting for his life. And
how you get the game early?
Huh?
How you get the game early, motherfucker?
I don't know, but overall, everyone knew with that pinpoint accuracy the Daredevil was Bullseye, stuff like that, and it's looking dope. and it looks like Matt will get his ass kicked hardcore. And he has to face both Bullseye and Wilson Fisk, and it's looking like an amazing season. And probably might be my favorite. It might be my favorite, superhero show for this year. It might hit there. But Sanchi, what do you think about the whole trailer?
I'm upset only because that means in the movies we can't get Dark Reign now.
Oh damn!
Big upset.
But didn't they commission a Dark Avenger script though?
They did, but the problem with that is, in order to do it correctly, which I would want it to be pretty much 98% faithful. Give it 2% for like fuck shit. Like there's no like.
It won't because they don't really do like. They try to be faithful, but like it's usually like 50-50.
In terms of like the big stuff about it, I'm like the 2% is like character wise, like who they have to switch out because they're not there. But otherwise, it's like, like Bullseye's like, for me, it's like that character for me needs to be Dark Cap. Otherwise, it's just like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Talada? What did you think about the trailer?
Talada, you did.
Yeah, sorry.
What do you think about the Daredevil season 3 trailer?
I never got to see it. Sorry.
Damn.
I've been busy. Okay.
You have failed us for the.
But you saw that Aquaman trailer? No, I'm just kidding.
I've been busy, man. Busy? There's a lot of things I've been working on.
Oh man, I was busy and I watched that trailer too. I mean, just saying. Inspector, did you see the trailer?
Yes.
Were you too busy? No, I'm just kidding.
I thought it was a great trailer. My little nitpick, and I know it's purposeful, but I felt the actor who plays Bullseye looks silly in the red suit.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked silly to me, but I know it's I know it's supposed to be like that, but
yeah, like it's like legit like Matt's suit that's given the Bullseye actor. Because they're probably like, you know what, this is his suit, just wear it. We're not gonna custom fit it for you. Like Kingpin is probably like that, and they're like, okay, I'll do it like that. But like straight up, like it looks like my biggest thing is like it's looking like both Matt's world and Daredevil's world just colliding into one thing, like a big clusterfuck for Matt, and it's gonna fucking suck for him. Because it's like everyone's gonna be in danger. Everyone he loves and everybody he knows that is connected to him will be messed up. Because it's like once your identity as a superhero is gone, a lot of shit goes down, and you will lose loved ones.
The problem is that Daredevil's identity has been like outed probably like 5 times in the comics.
Yeah,
and they always retcon it out.
Oh yeah. Because it's like, well,
the last time it made a big like splash was in Bendis' run, and that was like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel that, but yeah, overall, great trailer. We got one more week until it comes out, and I just can't wait. So, guys, this was a great episode. We had a lot of topics. We talked gaming, TV news, movie news, some comics, and some WWE stuff. But overall, it was a great episode. We're going to do our outros right now. So, Century, where can they find you at?
Jail. I mean,
oh, man.
No,
don't worry,
you can find me.
I'll bail you out.
You don't get enough money to bail me out what I'm about to do.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm joking. But you can catch me at Usual Suspects Podcast pretty much all the time, unless I have to go to the DMV again and sit in live for 3 days. Usual shit.
Yep. Guys, make sure to go to the Usual Suspects YouTube page and go to their podcast, subscribe. I won't be there. Told Sundry I wouldn't be there for next Friday because I had to do some shit. So
he running coke. He told me.
Oh yeah. But next week I'll be there, and next week hopefully we'll be doing that possible thing next Tuesday, maybe. Is that a go ahead or no, Sentry?
On what?
The
Tuesday.
Tuesday thing. Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, no, probably Tuesday after that. I had to confirm some shit, but that was it.
All right, cool. So 2 weeks from now. But Taladio, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitch, which is at mtaladia. You can find me on YouTube, which is Taladia Plays, and also my Twitch, which is Taladia Plays as well. I'll be doing a collab video with another YouTuber. We're going to be talking about all the rumors, speculation that has been lined up, and what I give my 2 cents on it. And on top of that, on my Twitch page, guys, I'm doing a lot of grinding on Destiny 2, and also grinding. And also, we almost completed Spider-Man, almost platinum the game. We've only got a little bit of things here and there left to do, so that's what we're going to be focusing on the stream as well. So make sure you come over. I don't bite. I just, we play Spider-Man. We have a comic talk thing as well. You guys can come in the party chat and actually talk to me about comic books and also about video games in terms of comic book video games. And that's a blast. It's going to be a blast of a time. So feel free to hit the follow button on Twitch, and also follow me on YouTube and Twitter as well. So that's what I have to say. And Inspector, where can I find you?
They can follow me on Twitter at the Inspector and on the 52 Pickup Podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty much every week, depending on how schedules work out with the guys.
Yeah, that's on Spotify, right?
Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, like any. And we just got confirmed for iTunes, so it's on iTunes now.
Nice.
Lit.
So also make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button. Comment below. Let us know what you agree, disagree with, what topics you would like us to bring up in the next episode. And also make sure to go to Twitch, type in Reddit420. Make sure to hit that follow. We will be live streaming Kingdom Hearts 2 because we finished that. We're now into Roxas's story. We're gonna hopefully finish that by next week. Go into Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So look forward to that, and we might play a couple horror games because it's Halloween coming up soon. So maybe Dead Space, Evil Within 2. I don't know about Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight ain't a scary game.
Them jump scares
Halloween.
I mean, yeah, it's Halloween, but shoot, in a horror game, because Arkham series is great, but for horror game wise, nah. I'll just be playing some horror games, straight up classic horror.
Listen,
Outlast. I might do that actually.
Outlast 2. Yep. You have to play Outlast 1.
Nah, 2. No, 1 I play. I don't know about 2. 2 ain't scary. But make sure to also, just make sure you follow me on Twitter. I completely forgot that. At RedHood240. And also let me know in the comment section below what games you want me to stream, like other games for me to stream, because we'll be finishing Kingdom Hearts. Maybe going back into God of War and definitely
Final Fantasy 12
games. Oh no, Final Fantasy 12. Oh, here we go through requests. Oof. I might put that in. I did Spider-Man.
Well,
what?
Did you stream it?
Game Plus.
Yeah, I streamed all of it. Well, I didn't stream like me doing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I told you I wasn't gonna watch that because I was watching Jet. My bad. Fall back into this.
Because New Game Plus. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll do that. And Black Cat DLC. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for tuning in. And I hope you guys all have a great day. This is the Overleveled Podcast signing off.
Bye, guys.
See you guys later.